They could still hear us though, in some capacity.
No. They couldn't have had all mics off.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we go now. What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good,
now
bro?
they can hear us, baby. Now I feel great, man. Honestly, dude, can't complain. How are you in your hood, man?
Everything's good.
Good.
You know how sometimes whenever the mics aren't on, they're able to hear us from, is it the webcam?
No. So usually I have the audio on my computer they can pick up. But
usually they're able to hear you somewhat decent. They're like, I can't hear Deke.
Yeah. But I've been, dealing with some of my settings when I do some of my other recording stuff and some other projects and everything. So, yeah. All right. Now it's back. Now we got audio. So let's spin it one more time. If you can hear it, let me see you say something cool in the chat like,
We good. Cosmic Phi says we good.
if you can hear us, say something great about Buffalo. If you can hear me, tell me that you love Josh Allen. If you can hear me, can I get a here we go Buffalo? Can they hear us?
Must still be muted.
They might still be muted. I think it's the audio. Sometimes be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's that new core, bro. Was it Buffalo? Buffalo. Can you hear me? Bills Mafia? No? If you're part of Bills Mafia, let me see you type something in the chat. Can you hear me? Are we alive? I don't know if they can hear us, bro. I don't know. I don't think they got us, bro. We've been sabotaged.
They're saying podcast sabotage. They're also saying pray for Moats.
What's happening, bro? I don't know. I don't know if they can hear us. All right, I'm trying to try again. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, oh. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, oh. So let's see. If they can hear that, then maybe they'll put back in the chat, Steeler Nation, or here we go, Steelers. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see if we've gotten these technical difficulties figured out. We will figure out.
I'm seeing some responses to that.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Ooh, ooh.
Right, it seems like we're not muted
Here
anymore.
we go.
Yeah,
Okay, can y'all hear us? We good? Yeah. See, that's what I thought, man. You know me, man. I was saying a whole bunch of still stuff the whole time. I just didn't know if the audio was working right, so I was doing some mic checks. And it's good to know that the mic checks work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always black and gold. Everybody know that, man. I don't know what y'all be talking about, man. You heard too, right? What you hear? A lot of Steeler Nation stuff?
It sounded muted to me even too before you started saying here we go.
You know
Steelers.
what?
I couldn't hear anything.
That
you were
probably
saying.
makes a lot of sense because I was over here trying to figure. I was like, yo, mic check. I couldn't hear what was being said into the actual microphone. So I don't know what was being said out there. I really don't.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear.
Yeah, man. So I guess all is good then. All is good.
I think we're back.
So we're back there. All right. So with that being said, man, how is my dog doing, man? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke. Because I don't know what was heard and what was not heard.
I think just whenever you started saying here we go Steelers, that's when things started picking up.
Oh, specifically that part?
Yeah, just like a minute ago. I don't think anyone heard anything
There
else.
was nothing else that was heard other than that. Not a word was heard other than that. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay.
Not a peep, not a sound.
Okay. I was just checking. I see, because Darius Morgan, I see Darius Morgan in the building. All right. I peeps you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jacob Melissa. Oh, Lord. I see Jacob in the building. Oh, Lord. Oh, okay.
What the hell is he doing?
I wasn't tripping.
When did he switch allegiance?
Hey. David Dupree's in the building. I see you, baby. I'm just saying. I don't know what was going on audio-wise. I don't know what was being said audio-wise. I was just trying to shout out certain people that I happened to see in the chat. That's all, man.
I just don't know what's going on with Jacob Alessio.
Yeah.
Just because we haven't cut Deontay yet, doesn't mean you have to go off the rails here.
I'm just saying.
And support other teams.
I'm just saying.
Damn.
Buffalo wouldn't have that going on. That's what I mean. That's all I'm saying. Buffalo, they ain't supporting that.
What?
Because Jacob wants no Deontay on the team. The Bills are a part of that movement. That's why they don't have a Deontay Johnson on their team. So maybe that's why Jacob was kind of like, I could, align with them a little bit. Because the commonality of he doesn't want Deontay. The Steelers have Deontay. Buffalo
There's 31
doesn't
other teams that don't have Deontay, though.
But it's different. It's just different. Buffalo is closer location-wise, so he's like, oh, all right, cool. And it's not in the division, so he don't want to worry about Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincinnati, obviously. And we know we don't want to deal with anybody across the state. So that's why he's just like, oh, Buffalo is easy. It makes most sense. So that's why he was like that,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where do we want to go with this here?
I mean, first off, bro, are you good, man? What's up with you, baby? How have you been, man?
I'm doing very good.
I like the new hat.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
This isn't that new. I've worn it before.
I know, but it's new to me today,
times.
man. I thought it was a little Bills blue at first, but then I realized it wasn't.
This is green.
Yeah.
Little green, little Pirates P. Actually, going back, these are my old high school colors.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's serious.
Okay.
But no, everything's good over here. I
like it.
I got nothing, dude. I really got nothing.
Right.
My life, I bring this up every once in a while whenever you ask me how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Life's boring, man.
Boring is good, though.
I stay low key.
Boring is good. You don't need it to be chaotic. You don't need it to be exciting either, man. Sometimes boring is really good. I try to keep my life as boring as possible, honestly, man. I be trying.
Anything with you? Anything you got to get off your chest?
Let's see. Playoff chances still looking good. Big time action this week. Can't wait to watch prime time Sunday and Monday. Got my eyes glued in because it's important for all of us. I'm with you. Ah, man. Let me think. What else I got this weekend, man? Anything else going on, man? Oh, I was potentially saddened because there is a possibility that we won't get the trio of brothers together.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna come up at some point in time today, so we'll talk about it. But yeah,
TG.
Yeah, man, and
Looking
then
bad. Cold takes.
Yeah, TT.
We didn't consider. I bet you what it is the whole heart thing that he had. I bet you that was it. Didn't
when he
consider that.
literally almost died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed everything, man.
He was in the hospital or something.
The night before, yeah.
Is that what it was? Did he end up playing?
He ended up playing, and he was like crying out. Like I remember talking about it. And yeah, he was talking about like what he was willing to do, and I'm just like, I respect it, man.
Now he's got the kid, he's got the wife, so I didn't factor that in.
Yeah, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So it's plenty going on. And that's only on the positive side because I don't want to talk any of the negative news that happens either. But other than that, man, life is good and grand. So let's start the show like how we always do, man, because we got topics to discuss. So let us know where you're tuning in from. I know you 716s are out there, man. All right, so if you're tuning in from the 716, it's all good. We give you a big boy shout out. But everybody else, wherever you're tuning in from, let us know where you are tapping in at, and we will give you those shout outs to start today's show.
We got Colton Choi Fu.
Shout out to Colton. Let's get it.
Honolulu, Pride Rock, Hawaii.
Yes.
He's the one that sent in those shirts.
Absolutely he did, man. And they are fire, might I add.
Jar Devil, 310, San Pedro, California.
Let's go.
We also got Tony Carlson, new name.
Oh,
says ready for launch. 317.
You better talk to me now. You better talk to me. If you haven't already blasted off, baby. Well, it's all right. Better hurry up and keep up then. Let's get it. Rod Dollacy, you bringing up what I didn't want to talk about. I think that we don't. Yeah, he got to get right. For my boxing fans out there.
I was going to say, I'd never been heard of him.
Remember young Floyd Mayweather? I was like, he's supposed to be the one. He's kind of like the understudy. Very different in terms of his approach to the game, but like that's kind of like the younger version of it. Gervonta Davis, yeah. Sometimes you don't want to follow in those footsteps too closely, and unfortunately, he looks like he is following those footsteps a little too closely right now.
Maxwell Cabell III, checking in from the A.
Let's get it.
Brandon Clark, 540, Roanoke, Virginia. Got tickets to the Penguins game for Christmas.
Ooh, turn up. What game you going to, man?
Yeah, maybe you'll see him down there.
You never know, baby.
You're going, Friday?
Yeah, man. Hey, first off, Deke, I don't like how you just dropped where I'm going to be at, though.
You already said it.
Bro. Like, you ain't have to remind them, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, that's a lot right there. You know what I'm saying? I might have to switch my date up or something, man. You know, I be getting nervous. I got this lint on me. Hey, can't be having lint on the drip. All right.
Damon Brown. Also, someone else tuning in from Georgia. Megan, Georgia, the 478. Great job with the Warren interview, Deke.
Oh, salute. Absolutely.
Wait, what about you? I thought you did a good job, too.
Hey, no, man. You did. I was waiting on the Trina shout-out. Where's the Trina shout-out?
I don't know. Devon Brown. He's off today.
He hit you with, all right.
Completely forgot about Moats because I thought it was a good interview by both of us.
No, he forgot about Trina more importantly. Forget me. I can be forgotten. You can't forget Trina. He always shouts out Trina, man. Damon, are you okay? I'm serious. He always shouts out Trina, man. This is different right now, man.
Renee Kelly, 662, South Haven, Mississippi.
Let's go.
I'll say two more, and then
all right, then I'm gonna tap in.
You go with whatever you want to go with.
Couple over here.
Gavin Schneider, Toms River, New Jersey, 732.
Let's go.
Lifted One, Sacramento, City of Trees. Y'all chiefing before the show? Question mark. You take your best guess.
TB. I was about to say to be determined. No, that's not the word. You have to just be here to know. You have to be here to know. I think that's a fair way to say it, right? Leave a little mystery.
Cliffhanger.
Leave a little to be desired. You know? Yeah. So yeah. But anywho, let me get a couple of these, man, because I got to tap into Felicia Bellard, tuning in from the 337, Lake Charles, Louisiana. And she says, congrats, Cam. Big time salute to my dog. We will tap in and talk about him in a second as well. Next up, man, I got the homie, William Cecil. Token up from the 447. You know what it be. Nature's own, baby. Shout out to you for that, man. Big plant-based guys over here, man. We also have Christopher Sexton tuning in from the 423 Mount Camel, Tennessee. Let's go. And then after that, we got to highlight Leah Warren, who actually was the winner. We just announced her the other day. Package is coming soon for the giveaway. Tuning in from the 254, Killeen, Texas, as always. And then she also says, should Tomlin be coach of the year if he wins out? Deke, can you remember that? So we can talk about that right after I talk about question. Cam. Because I do like that question. I do want to give it some time. All right. Then after that, man, I will end it with, I'm going to go to the west side. I got DCLZ tuning in from the 323 Los Scandalones, California. Also the 562 LBC, Long Beach, California. And that's where Snoop from. LBC player. All right, so shout out to each and every one of y'all that are here with us. Make sure you hit the like button on the front way in and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Even though it has been a lot of y'all that have, and we greatly appreciate that. But did want to tap in first to talk about my friend, the captain, Mr. Cam Heyward, being named AFC Defensive Player of the Week following his performance against those Las Vegas Raiders. And yes, man, I do think it was well-deserved. We talk about what he did on the field. Obviously, 7 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, and 1 pass defended. They even talk about, in terms of the NFL-wide, how Cam was the only AFC defender to record multiple sacks in Week 16 on top of that, which we all know. On the field, that, is an amazing feat in its own right. But then when you take in the context of everything else that was at play with the passing of Franco Harris, the emotions that all those guys were wearing, obviously Cam being the leader of that, running out with the 32 flag and things like that, and just that significance, Christmas Eve, everything, all these other reasons for why he could have came out there and played less than ideal or less than exceptional, but for Cam to come out there and play that way with that type of intensity for 4 quarters and really set the tone, man, it was just a huge honor for him to get this. And like I said, man, when you knew what the Raiders brought to the table in terms of having the league leading rusher and having Devontae Adams, who, like we talked about, is an elite receiver in his own right, And you see how Cam, from the beginning of this game all the way to the end, had his impact in the run game and in the pass game. To me, man, this is just a huge, huge accolade for him, man. And I think, like I said, man, for him, it was well-deserved. And I'm happy to see that my dog still, in his latter years, can still get it in and whoop up on the young pup. Because, yeah, it was a rookie that happened to be the recipient of a lot of those butt kickings in the line of scrimmage for Cam to have that type of productivity. So salute my dog. Absolutely.
On top of that, getting multiple sacks from the interior of the defensive line. We know that's tough in and of itself. That's why we look at dudes like Cam Heyward over these past however many seasons and an Aaron Donald. Are like, wow, damn, like if
That's
you're getting
crazy,
double-digit sacks, like hell, even Tuitt did it for us in his last
freaky,
season.
bro. That is tough to do, man.
Chris Jones is doing it this year. I think Quentin Williams is around that area. So, like, you got to give a big shout-out to those guys because you're not supposed to technically be getting sacks at that rate. You're just supposed to be clogging up the interior, having people double-team you, or just getting pressure on the quarterback.
So that way he can't step up in the outside linebackers and get the sack. That's what it's supposed to be by design. But you just have freakazoids like a Cam Heyward who is able to be more than just a decoy or a gap clogger. He is actually a productive playmaker. And it's, like I said, just dope to see that he's never complacent. I mean, you would think a guy that has made the money that he's made, has had the success that he's had, the accolades that he's had, the recognition, the career, the wins, and everything, that, yeah, it'd be easy to just show up and just, you know, kind of coast his way out. But for Cam, I mean, we talk about this is what, week 16 when this was going on, man? It's like, yo, this dude is a madman. He's still heavily committed to this thing and very, very passionate about it. And you can still see that reflected upon his play, man. So, like I said, man, I just wanted to give a big time shout out to my dog, Cam Heyward.
Question
AFC
for you.
Defensive Player of the Week.
Outlier or more to come from this?
Well, put it like this. Based on his play since the bye week, this has been a little bit more of the consistent. Now, obviously, the level of productivity that he had specifically in this game, I do.
This was more like last year.
Yes, I lean to this and say this is more outlier for this season. But I don't think that it's far-fetched for him to have similar. I just don't know if he's going to be able to have 7 tackles, 3 for loss, multiple sacks, because number one, he had a great matchup. Dylan Parham, rookie third rounder. We said, man, we know what he does to rookies. We saw that week 1 when he had the rookie out in Cincinnati. So we knew what he was capable of. And then you have Dylan, who was coming back from a knee injury where he was limited all week in practice. So you knew even in that capacity, he was going to be compromised in some way, shape, or form. So to me, I thought that Cam, number one, had a dope game, but he also had a dope matchup. Now, when you're talking about the matchup this week, are we going to play him like we did last time we played Baltimore? We having him over the center, and it's him versus Linderbaum, and we saw how Linderbaum really was able to use his quickness to get the best of him. Or are we going to play Cam in his natural 5 technique, and now you're looking at him having a more traditional matchup that he's accustomed to playing in? If it's that, and he's in that 5 technique or a traditional 3 technique when we go to our nickel, I think that he can still continue to have this type of productivity. Like I said, maybe not in the sense of 7 tackles, 3 for a loss, and multiple sacks, but I don't see why it couldn't be 4 tackles, 1 for a loss, 1 sack. I don't see why I couldn't do that, and that still be very impactful, and you do that down the stretch. I think he's definitely capable of that. But if you're moving him to the nose like how we did last time we played them, I don't know, because that's just not what he is accustomed to doing. It's just a different ask. I know we'll talk techniques and some of that stuff does carry over, but it's still different. And that's, why those body types are the way they are and why the players are asked to do certain things in certain positions like that.
We'll see what happens with this dude we just brought in, Jonathan Marshall. Maybe we picked him up for a reason, and this specific game being and one of them.
Montravius Adams is another guy.
Yeah, he played pretty good last game, too.
When Montravius is playing well, Montravius can handle that nose tackle responsibilities. When Montravius is not as consistent at times, that's when they start to get a little bit, they panic a little bit. And that's when you start getting the exotic formations and alignments. Hey, Cam, you get over here. Hey, DeMarvin, you go out here. And they start doing that type of stuff. So, like I said, we'll really see. We won't know what approach they're going to take, obviously, until they get out there. But based on what they did last time we played Baltimore, which was 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. It was 2 weeks.
Wasn't too long ago.
It was technically 3 weeks. I don't know
Probably
how you want to.
3.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. This makes the 3rd week right here, then. I think. If I'm saying it right.
Panthers, then this game.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
So this makes the third one. I don't know how I feel like I was saying it weird, but
2 weeks in between.
Yeah. But I don't anticipate it being a ton of like crazy drastic changes, because even in that game defensively, some of the bigger issues were still self-inflicted, guys not sitting in their gaps. So that's the part for me where we'll see. But yeah, I don't think that this can't be at least replicated in a similar fashion. Maybe, if like I said, not to the same extent, but at least in the conversation, at least in the framework, I think he is capable of doing that for these next couple.
I think I'm less concerned about what he can do in these next couple games, and just more, could this happen again next season? Can we get what we saw from Cam in 2021, what we saw from him in this game? Can we get some version of that where he is getting like double-digit sacks? Because that's, I mean, we're paying him a decent amount. And, man, to just have him do this type of performance at the age that he is at, and how I believe he's even outplayed his contract. Because I remember at the time, I forget when this was, back in 2019 when we gave him that big deal, I was questioning, like, is this the smartest move? Like, he's going to be starting to get into his mid-30s the latter half of this contract. But I think he's completely outplayed it. I mean, now my question is, coming into this, is this the final year of his contract? I can't remember. But
I thought he has 1 year left. I think he has 1 year left on that.
Can we still get this from him next year?
Well, let's look at it like this.
You know, he works his ass off.
This is my thing. He had 10
and you're
sacks
seeing
last year.
performances like this. You're like, why not?
Think about this. He had 10 sacks, 89 total tackles last year with 17 QB hits.
I mean, this year, probably with that 2 sacks.
What's
it?
Listen.
8.5?
8.5 sacks this year, 62 tackles, 18 QB hits. Still has 12 for a loss, so it's not even a drop off. We're talking he's pretty much at his same numbers from last season with 2 games remaining. So
he's been banged up a little this year too, right?
You heard what I said, though. Numbers wise, he's still going to finish with identical to what he did last year.
I'm with you, but we would consider, just off eye test, this is a little bit more of an off year for him compared to last year.
And even with that,
I know we're talking about him being in the Pro Bowl. It's arguable between him and Simmons.
So even with all of the stuff that we want to say eyeball test, the numbers still reflect him being a very productive player. I mean, think about this, dude. Even in 2020, he has better numbers right now at 15 games, and he only played 15 games in 2020. He had 4 sacks, 54 tackles, 7 for loss, 19 QB hits. 2022, 15 games once again. Like we said, 8.5 sacks, 62 tackles, 12 for loss, 18 QB hits. Like,
I want him to keep being this way. It's just,
and he was selected to the Pro Bowl in 2020 as well. Obviously, last year he was Pro Bowl and first team All Pro. 19, his numbers right now. So 19, he was All Pro, Pro Bowl as well. And 19, he played 16 games, 9 sacks, 83 tackles, 11 QB hits, 11 tackles for loss, 23 QB hits. That was in 16 games. At 15 games, he's a half sack below that. What is this? Essentially 19 tackles off. He has more tackles for a loss. Yeah. So he's 1 game less right now. He's only played 15 games to this point, whereas in that 19 season, he had played the full 16 total. And he's already on par with all of that, with still 1 more game to even match that game total. Yeah, man. I know at times the eyeball test hasn't been what we wanted to be, but I also believe in context. We also saw him for how many games this season without a TJ Watt out there. We talked about what that dynamic would do to the defense. We've seen this defense at times missing multiple key people out there. But once again, the numbers still reflect what they reflect, man.
I know. I'm praying he can pull this out for another year, so I really am.
My bigger questions, I don't believe it's can he do it from a productivity standpoint, because I think he can. My bigger questions are, as you continue to age, when does the health start to deteriorate? When does, that one injury turn into a lingering or a nagging, or it just takes longer to return? And we see that typically with guys as they continue to age. That's the question mark. And you're just playing that game of, when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen while he's here, or is it going to happen, when he moves on, whether that be retirement or obviously guys that go play somewhere else on that last,
I got to assume he's a Steeler for life.
I mean, we can all have our assumptions, but that's the thing, man. I'm just like, as long as he's healthy, I think that he definitely can do this again.
There are some of these interior dudes that age pretty well. Remember those Williams dudes
Seriously,
up at
man.
Viking? I don't know if they weren't brothers, were they? They just both had the last name Williams.
Yeah.
And you call them the Williams brothers.
The big D lineman dudes, yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good, and they were getting up there.
Yeah.
They were like 36, even 37.
I think about what was the big cat that was in was it Sean Rogers? I think his name was. He was in Detroit and in Cleveland. Big, massive D lineman dude. Kind of remind me of Calais. Like in terms of like just massive.
He's one of them too.
Yeah, Calais is definitely one of them dudes. Yeah. So, like I said, if he can stay healthy, because Cam keeps himself in such good condition, and he's doing the smart thing of leaning out as he continues to get older. That's the other trick right there. You got to get that weight down if you're going to get up in age, because obviously Father Time. And that's how you combat Father Time. You just get light, and that'll keep that step where it needs to be. For Cam, he understands those things, and he's fully committed to all that stuff. So if he stays healthy, I do think, he'd be worth it. But what would be the price tag? Is that what this question is coming to?
I just want to see more of this from Cam. Mm-hmm. I don't want this to be false hope of like, oh shit, like Cam's back.
No. See, for what you mean by that? What you trying to? When you say he's back, are you referring to like we trying to get like, yo, he's the man? Like when we trying to compare an Aaron Donald type? Is that what we on? Or are we just saying like, yo, what you giving us this year? We could rock with that.
That might be a good way to put it.
Because
even if you just repeat this year into next year, that would be worth it. That's what I'm saying.
If you could repeat this year,
but
I don't need.
I think you brought up a good point about T.J. Watt. Next year we should have a fully healthy T.J. Watt with Cam.
Changes the dynamic of how you play Cam, because now you're not sliding protection to Cam and Highsmith, or you're trying to counterbalance Cam and Highsmith. No,
bring back an Ogunjobi too.
Right now it's back to we got one-on-ones, and Cam is gonna cook a one-on-one. That was why he was able to dominate versus the Raiders. He got a ton of one-on-one matchups because of who you got. TJ over here, who was another game removed from the injuries and starting to look a little bit more healthier. You had Larry Ogunjobi, who was playing like how he always does, and Alex Highsmith. So when you're playing it with that type of lineup, Cam is going to be able to have his success. Cam's issue as he gets older is when it's double team after double team after double team after double team. Now you wearing them out. Can you still give me some plays here? Can you still be above and beyond? And that's, when the age comes into it, that's the stuff that kind of gets you. You just can't do it for as long. No different when you watch basketball, right? And we talk about like LeBron. It's like, could he go out there and dominate? Yes. But can he do it for 4 quarters from the start to finish, never come off the court anymore? No, he ain't doing that game in and game out anymore because of the age. So when we think of Cam, I think of him in a similar vein. He don't need to stand up and be, all world Cam. But if he can give us this version of Cam, what we've seen all this season, but in moments give us that upper echelon version, which I think he's more than capable of doing, then I think it makes perfect sense to, believe that he can replicate this type of productivity.
Yeah,
but healthy TJ makes a big difference. Got to have healthy TJ.
What we got next? Well, there was that question from Leah Warren about should Tomlin win Coach of the Year? And what was her little caveat? If we make the playoffs,
or make the playoffs, or just wins out, because obviously he has 2 games left, and we can win those 2 without still making the playoffs, because obviously we are dependent upon the Jets and the Dolphins mostly, and everything is still looking promising with those based on the health and everything that's surrounding both of those games right now.
Very doable.
Yeah, for us, we got to just take care of business. That's the big question mark. I hope it, because it reminds me of was it 19 was the Duck season. Remember we came down to the end and it was like, and we lost to the Jets, but then remember that Ravens team.
Yep.
That was the other one, was the RG3 at the end, and it was like, bro, even though I forgot why it ended up not working out, but it was just like, man,
Titans won.
Yeah,
we needed. But Titans it was
like we still would have needed to beat the Ravens, and we didn't even do that. So I'm just like, don't let that be the case. Like, do what we're supposed to do. But in terms of Coach Tomlin, Coach of the Year, stuff like that, I would say no. Because unfortunately, when you talk Coach of the Year from an NFL standpoint, man, you want to really highlight the guys that are winning, and have a chance to get confetti and get Lombardi and stuff like that for that particular season. So when you think about other teams, Philadelphia, Sirianni, man, that's a dude that's going to be heavily considered for Coach of the Year. We talked about Buffalo, McDermott, heavily considered for Coach of the Year. It's going to be guys like that to me, whereas for Coach Tomlin, I still think that if he wins these final 2 games and finds a way to get this team in the playoffs specifically, I think that it's an amazing job. Very similar to how we talk about that 19 season with Duck and Mason and how he was able to get them to 8-8. Me personally, man, I would put this up there as one of his better coaching jobs just because of all the adversity and everything that's transpired this season on the heels of it being the first full year without Ben Roethlisberger and without Kevin Colbert. You think about where we were after 5 games and how many people had lost their mind in Pittsburgh. Think about that, Deke. Think about before we went into the bye week where the majority of the fan base mind was at, where their thought process was. They were talking draft. They were talking tank. There. I know. But it's just funny every once in a while now when I see them talking about playoff scenarios. I'm like, oh, now y'all want to join that conversation. Nah, save it. But that's the thing, though. It's just kind of like, man, when I think of all of that type of stuff that he's had to endure, all of this, oh, man, it's going to be, they're picking in the top 5. I remember how many times earlier in the season I would see that pop up.
I think we had the number 1 pick at some point.
They would pick 1. If the season ended today, they would pick 2. If the season ended today, they would pick 5. And then it got to the point where it wasn't cool anymore because they started winning too much. And now, because they keep winning, now we are where we are, where we realistically, we won our 2 games. To act like the Jets and Dolphins can't lose their last 2, man, stop lying to yourself. So it's a dope situation, but it really had to come from Coach Tomlin sticking to the course. Coach Tomlin not allowing himself to waver in his preparation, in his mode of operating. It was plenty of times where people were hollering about fire this, fire that, change this, change that. And if he would have done any of those things, would we be sitting where we are today and feeling the way that we feel today? No, we'll be talking about how this was a wasted season, how, man, we done tanked. Hey, man, are we picking number 2? Or are we picking number 1 this year? Like, that would be the conversation. That's not a cool conversation. Trust me, you don't want to have that conversation, man. So, like I said, I do respect the heck out of what Coach Tomlin has done this season. And this is before we even know what happens these last 2 games. But if he does win out these last 2 games and makes it to the postseason, and who knows, even wins a playoff game, I still personally would not give him Coach of the Year, because I just think that when you think Coach of the Year, I'm looking at them dudes where I'm like, bro, I didn't expect this, or we expected it and you exceeded those expectations. People thought Philly was going to be good this year. I don't think anybody thought Philly was going to be like this year, though. And then to even see them without a Jalen Hurts, where they still can take a team to the wire, a Cowboys team who's definitely dope also with Gardner Minshew. To me, I look at that and I'm like, bro, that's tough to beat out right now. And you know who I want to win it. So, yeah. Who? Chill out, man. Don't do that. Don't you do that. Do not do that. Don't you asking way too. You supposed to just leave that statement like that and let it be a certain biasness in there, but a certain uncertainty of like how biased, which way is he leaning.
I'd like to think you're talking about Tomlin, but
hey, we'll just leave it alone. All right. I said what I said. The statement's there, and we could just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can't lose to the Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins like the way that we did and get Coach of the Year. And that wasn't even on him, because I'm with you. Yeah. I'm with you with everything you said. I actually think his coaching job throughout the course of this whole season is really good, with how we were going into the bye 2-6, terrible loss to the Eagles, and then to come out this second half. Yeah. Outside of those Mitch picks, I mean, we are in the playoffs right now. I'm just assuming if Pickett's in, we win that Ravens game.
We're going to get a chance to find out. That's the beauty too, man.
Yeah,
we get a chance, absolutely.
Yeah, because either way, even if we do win that game, we still got to win out. Mm-hmm. It's just that we would be in the driver's seat, owning our own destiny.
Versus where we're sitting right now, I'm with you.
I'm looking at these standings. You're right. Eagles, Sirianni, Vikings, that coach that they got in too.
First year coach too, man.
I think Shanahan's definitely got a case.
What about
Trey Lance going down, Dable? Jimmy G going down?
What about Dable? Giants?
They kind of teetered off a little bit.
They have. What about down in Miami, McDaniels?
No, too much of a teeter off.
Too much teeter off? Okay.
Yeah, 8-7 now with how they started.
But how much of that has been related to the quarterback situation, though? Which third time officially now.
I think McDaniels has done good, but for Coach of the Year, comparing him to like Sirianni or the Vikings, I don't even know the Vikings coach name. Is it O'Connell?
Like it's was it? It's not Kevin O'Connell. What?
I think that's what it is. Yeah. Or Shanahan. I put those 3 probably over McDaniel. Staley, nah. Harbaugh, no. Keeps getting lucky. Jaguars.
Yeah, O'Connell. Yeah.
Jaguars. Peterson's kind of got a similar case to Tomlin. How he turned things around in the second half. They're 7-8, though. I don't think you'd give it to Peterson. They are winning the division. Bills with McDermott, Chiefs Reed, he's always in the mix. They're probably not going to go out of their way to give it to him.
To me, man, I see Sirianni. If Buffalo could get the 1 seed, I think they might have a chance. I think McDermott could be in. He could talk about
Depending on how the Eagles finish, too.
Yeah, Eagles. If the Eagles drop something down the stretch, they've already obviously lost that one versus Dallas. If they somehow, some way mess it up and don't get the 1 seed on top of that, because Minnesota could still get that 1 seed. I think if that happens, that makes it a little bit interesting for O'Connell, obviously in Minnesota, or even McDermott in Buffalo in that sense.
The thing that's against the Vikings, I would say, as opposed to the Bills, is just all these close games by the Vikings where it feels a little lucky at times.
Yes.
Whereas the Bills, the games they've won pretty definitively. Yeah, I'd say depending on how things finish. If Eagles go down, maybe McDermott has a case. I like the Shanahan case, though.
Shanahan got a
rolling
case,
with Purdy and not even missing a beat at all.
Seriously,
11-4, just like that.
Seriously.
Yeah, with Tomlin, I like everything he's done this year. And going back to what you talked about, certain decisions that could be made and how he didn't waver. Both fronts with the coordinator and also the quarterback. Like when he made the Pickett decision, he was confident. Now, whether or not you agreed or disagreed,
but he's stuck.
He was rolling with them.
And think about it. It was still rocky with some of the interceptions that took place. And people were hollering about, oh, should you switch back? Remember that conversation? He still was like, no, I've made this move. Like, I'm locked into this thing. Even when it might have even looked tempting. Oh, man, Mitch after the Tampa game. It's tempting. It's like, nah, I know what I want. I know what I'm doing, and I got this. And that's the thing. Like I said, man, a ton of respect for what he's done this season. But like I said, it's just hard to put that when we're almost, I don't want to call them moral victories, but in a sense, that feels more like intangible type stuff. Whereas when I'm looking at Sirianni, I'm like, bro, with this whole Eagle situation, or like you said, even with Shanahan out in San Fran, it's like, bro, you're dealing with this whole situation. You done went through 3 quarterbacks now. You're on your 3rd quarterback.
The guy you drafted in the 7th round, the last pick in the draft. You still haven't missed a beat.
And it's like you had to do damage control with Jimmy and his feelings because of how everything played out when you was like, yo, we're going to roll with Trey Lance, and then Lance gets hurt. And like that whole dynamic, man, it's crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then what was I going to say? Another thing with Tomlin, too. And you were talking about how expectations and a lot of times these awards and Coach of the Year stuff goes along with storylines and expectations. How much did you exceed expectations? With Tomlin, you know me. You know how we were even talking around the bot. Like, I expected this second half surge. I expected us to do better going back to week 1, heading into the season. I thought we were going to... Yeah, I forget what my record... 12-5 or something like that. I expected that. And honestly, I don't think I was too far off, given that we should have won the Jets, all those AFC East games, Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins. Should have won those. And nothing to do with Tomlin. That was just us literally not executing out there, letting Zach Wilson beat us, Kello getting Moss, Gunner, muffin punts, like all that stuff. That's really not on Tomlin.
Yeah. You know I agree with you, man. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Okay, what do we got next?
Well, shoot, man, let's hop into these supers. We obviously got TG coming at 5, and then after that, man, we will tap into likes and don't likes and roll that way. Sound good to you?
Works for me.
Let's get it then, baby. Let's get it. And hit that like button if y'all have not done so already, but we definitely appreciate you as well.
First one. Jay Ramos, Deke Moats, blessings. Blessings to the chat as well. Celebrating my 23rd birthday today.
Let's Happy go. Birthday. He on that Jordan year, baby, or that Joe Hayden year, or that DeMonte Casey year. But either way, hope is black and gold for you, baby. Yes, sir.
All I want is some way, somehow, the Steelers in the playoffs.
Hey, man, they got a chance still. They absolutely still got a chance, man. And they got to feel good about these chances. I mean, we've had crazier situations before. This one's actually kind of dope.
Right. It's just, does it happen? Because no one could tell me it's out of the realm of possibility that Patriots beat the Dolphins.
I would agree.
Probably the favorites right now.
Especially Dolphins without Tua.
Seahawks at home against the Jets.
Revenge game.
They're probably favored.
Revenge game.
It just needs to happen. That's all. It's just like a parlay at this point. The combination of events just have to go through. There's a reason whenever you do multiple game parlays that the odds get a little more unlikely. And
I would agree.
You could put $5 down, win $90, $100, because everything needs to happen. Hell, it happened last year, though.
It did.
I think we had a 10% chance. I was reading we had a 10% chance going into the last 2 weeks and pulled it off. And if anything, that last game, Colts Jaguars, is more unlikely than any of these any given
that
scenarios.
Made zero sense to me. None of us believed that was supposed to happen.
We thought Colts were actually a decent team. Jaguars were terrible. Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
It happened.
It's nice, man.
Matthew Gisner. Friends and I will be helping to paint M&T Bank black and gold.
There it is.
There's some vandalization happening here.
I'm hoping that he wasn't speaking from a literal standpoint. So I'm hoping figuratively. Yes.
Pumped for the flex. Local radio. Yeah, because he's down in Baltimore.
Yeah.
This might actually be happening. Local radio has no faith in Huntley and seems like Lamar has not practiced.
Ooh.
Yeah, they said he didn't practice today.
Yeah, Matthew Gisner, he did tune in. He's tuning in from the 410 Baltimore behind enemy lines, he says. Shout out to you, though, Matthew. Ooh. Huntley, man, we'll obviously dive into him, man, but he's it's weird when I watch him, man. He doesn't turn it over, but I swear he's supposed to turn it over a lot, man. When you watch him play, it's like, bro, you get lucky sometimes. But we're going to get to him. Mm-hmm.
We got the King Herc. Didn't make the game, but the Steelers blessed your boy with a dub for Christmas. Mm-hmm. Also, my baby girl started taking her first steps for me.
Let's go.
So it was a vibe.
Let's go, man. That's beautiful right there, man. Congrats on that, man. Nothing like them first steps, Deke. Nothing like the first steps.
Matthew Gisner. Carr benched. Pickett moves up the QB rankings.
Oh, hey now. This is true, man. This is true. They're going with Jarrett Stidham, right?
Stupidest decision I've ever seen.
I didn't even realize that he was no longer in New England, man. I was like, yo, was he out there?
Followed McDaniels.
That's what it was, though. Yeah. I mean, you know how it go, man. People, they make moves. They make decisions, and sometimes, you question it, but...
That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Everybody do their thing.
He's going to lose the locker room. That's terrible.
But I'm sure his fans are happy now. Fans are hollering for this type of stuff. And then when you play to it, that's the type of stuff you got to deal with, man. Because I'm like, there's no way you're telling me that I'm moving on from Carr right now. Like...
That's the case.
We could do off season. That's cool. Off season, cool. But bro, what we doing right now? Like, yeah.
From what I've been hearing, there's something with these last two games. Mm-hmm. If he gets injured, that guarantees his contract, so they don't want to risk that.
Yeah, a little business.
Still terrible. Mm-hmm. What are you telling me? You're moving on from Derek Carr this offseason after you just traded for his buddy and Devontae Adams, all those picks and everything?
All right, so what happened?
Derek Carr was not the issue. We just literally watched two picks go off the hands of his receivers.
You move on from Carr. What do you think that makes Devontae? You think he's happy now?
He's leaving. He's going to say, send me where you're sending Carr.
Okay. So now Josh Jacobs. Hey, man.
Oh, he's already out. Did you see his interview?
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. So, like, what y'all doing over there? But that is a little bit of a difference in terms of organization, in terms of how you run it. I don't anticipate nothing like that happening in Pittsburgh. We saw that firsthand last year.
Finish what you started.
Yeah, they not about to pull 7 for what? It's like, man, no, that's not how you operate like that, man. If you have a guy, and we're not talking like the Mitch conversation, because Mitch was never our franchise quarterback. Carr has been the Raiders franchise quarterback now for a minute, bro. You don't do that type of stuff like that, man. And like you said, we watched the same game that they was watching over there. Them picks was not all on that, man. They not, man. But like I said, man, let them Raider fans, they could deal with that. I'm just glad that Pittsburgh.
You're saying the Raiders fans were calling for it?
I don't know. I'm just saying let the Raiders fans deal with that, if they like it or if they don't like. Because I don't dive into Raiders Nation radio or Raiders Nation like let's ride or what's the new phrase that the rest, brother? Because no longer let's ride. It was something.
I don't know what he said.
Yeah, he definitely changed it up. It was like go Broncos or something like that. So whatever it is, like I don't follow them like that. But yeah, man.
Just really stupid decision. Really stupid decision.
I don't agree.
He's trying to scapegoat Carr where it really was not all on Carr this season for them. If anything, he's the one that's rallying the troops. He's the one you're seeing in the press conferences really showing that he cares a ton and showing good leadership.
I would agree, man. I would agree. Also, I think we had missed one. Gorilla Mode. Okay. Get it real quick. Gorilla Mode says, Raiders got a good look at KP8. This said, nah. Carr ain't it.
That could be true too.
There it is.
It could be a stupid decision, but also they could be thinking that.
That's what it was.
They saw what a franchise QB looks like. Matthew Gisner. RVN's like, this is Ravens likes. All right, he's ahead of us.
Ahead of the game.
Defense, secondary, run D, Ronnie Stanley, Roquan Smith. Don't like. Huntley, terrible. Worst receivers in the NFL. And then also make bad coaching decisions.
Oh, okay. See, coming in hot and heavy early then. I like it. We'll make sure that we remember these. Actually, I have them already saved up here. We'll come back to those more importantly when we start dropping our likes and don't likes as well. But shout out to you, Matthew. I like that, though. I like how you was doing this early with scouting. Mm-hmm.
Colton Choifu. Moats, I feel your pain. Found out my 12-year-old daughter has a boyfriend. My girlfriend told me I can't call the boy from my daughter's phone. Got any tips?
I wish I had any tips. No, I don't have any tips. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. What I will say is this, man. Breathe and woosah. Trust your teachings and stay in her ear, man.
Read the Bible.
Just try to communicate with her, all right? Just try to talk with her. Yeah, and team up with mom, you know? Make sure y'all on the same page, too, because, oh, Lord. Yeah, that dating is a different vein, bro. It's a different vein.
Damon Brown, you both always do a great job with the interviews.
Oh.
Deke just showed me something different.
There it is.
On the 30 joint.
Deke was in his bag, bro. Yeah.
His
Absolutely.
research and the type of questions he asked made it easier for 30 to answer and really open up. Shout out to Trina and AJ.
There it is. Now Damon's back. Now all is right in the world.
It's kind of like when Mitch showed me some things in that Tampa Bay game and the Ravens game. I'm like, oh, wait, he's slinging it a little bit.
Whoa, you got that? Okay. Yeah.
Matthew Gisner. Steelers likes. Nice. We don't even bring this up because I feel like we know the team so well.
Yeah.
We don't really have to go over it week in and week out, but let's see what Matthew Gisner's assessment is of this team at this point. AFC DPOW. Oh, Defensive Player of the Week, Cam Heyward.
Okay, facts.
Pickett gets better every week. Yes. Secondary will be at Ravens receivers.
Okay.
Don't like. Worried about the O-line. Worried about the run D. We need to cover the middle of the field.
Ooh, okay. Matthew been on his scouting in terms of the opposition and the self-scouting, which is critical to be successful at this level, man. So I do like that right there, man. You got to be self-aware. So, yes, indeed, man. We got to know our team better than anybody else.
Come on, yeah. We're going to be good for a long time. I love this team.
I would agree. We do got a young core right now and a lot of talent in there, man. So, yeah.
It goes back to that video we dropped yesterday where you were talking about Steelers finding ways to win big games.
Man.
And that goes hand in hand with Kamonier's comment right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing, too. And with how this team's so young and just with how everyone responded to the adversity midway through this season. Hell, even just adversity week in and week out, like for Pickett with these concussions.
Yeah.
Coming in, winning this game, Christmas Eve, all the shit that I was talking about, why I thought that game-winning drive was important. Yeah. Pickens dealing with lack of targets in a couple of these games, bouncing back like everyone. I feel like everyone across the board has had some of their ups and downs, but just responded, and that's what you want from this young unit. And just to compete, just to be a threat in the NFL.
No, facts, man, and that's what we getting right now. So that is the dope part about the squad right now.
Come on here again. Deke, you still watching The Office? Favorite moment? Yeah, I mean, I finished it. I'm throwing it on repeat now just before I go to sleep.
Okay.
It's just a nice, like, perfect show to throw on. Maybe smoke a little. Favorite moment? Oh, man, there's some great ones. How much of The Office have you seen?
You know I ain't big. I ain't an Office dude like that, man.
I mean, Michael Scott, just as a character, he's got to be one of the greatest TV characters of all time.
I like the memes, though. The memes are fire. Yeah.
Man, this is tough. This is really tough. I literally have to look at episodes, go.
Yeah.
One of them that sticks out is the dinner party when Michael Scott and his girlfriend host dinner, and that's a good one. Like, if you watch it, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Scott's Tots is pretty funny. He promised college tuitions to a bunch of kids in like kindergarten or first grade. So like whenever they graduated high school, he would take care of all their college tuitions. And then when the time came around, he had no money.
Oh.
And he had to face everyone. They're like all excited for him coming in. You make dreams come true. Like, and he had to give a speech.
That's pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
That. That's pretty funny.
It was nerve-wracking. Dude, they're all good, man. Yeah. They're all really good. Those are two that kind of pop up. I'm sure there's one or two other episodes that. What's the one? Date Night. Date Night's pretty good too. I think that's in like season 6 or 7.
There we go.
I'll say it real quick. I don't want to bore you too much.
Give me one.
Date night. I'll go with date night.
Yeah.
So 2 of the people in the office set Michael Scott up for a date, and he doesn't realize it at the time.
That he's going to set up for a date.
Yeah, it's like a double date.
Okay.
He thinks it's just this friendly thing.
Yeah.
And then Jim, the one character, says to him, "Hey, dude, you're like doing pretty good. Like, she's like into you or something." And like then he realizes it's a date. He goes out in his car and he like grabs all this gear, puts on this hat, and he like acts completely different. Like this big douchebag. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Because it's a date now.
Yeah, it's a date. And like she ends up leaving early. She's like, "What the hell happened?" That's a good one. Those are 3 that stick out.
Okay. No, I like that.
For anyone that likes The Office, maybe you guys appreciate it.
That's pretty. And I'm seeing people say what stamp or something chili, and then they're saying Stanley's heart attack. Okay. Then I'm seeing people bring up Parks and Recreation. They're saying Jardo said the Park and Recreation over The Office.
I've heard people.
I haven't seen Parks and Rec though.
I haven't heard over The Office, but I heard Parks and Rec is in that same type
ballpark.
of vein.
Okay.
Yeah, bro spilled the chili. Yeah, that was a good one. Kev, the one guy.
Okay.
When the cat was in the ceiling. Yeah, it's a good show.
What's the
it's
one
a really good
where
show.
he got the bandana on? Where's that scene at? What's that from?
Oh my, yeah.
What's that one from? That's the one I always see, but I'm like, I don't know what it's from. Yeah.
The bandana one. So they hire a dude from another branch transfers that was in prison before. And like he lets it he flips out and like lets it leak, but then he's like trying to settle down the office after he leaked the information. Like, it's not a big deal, like
he leaked it.
Just because he went to the prison like doesn't mean he's gonna do it again. And then he calls in this big group meeting, and then that's when he throws on the bandana and he calls himself Prison Mike. And he acts like he was in prison. Bro. And he just basically just goes off and says all these movie stereotypes and just what you the stereotypes you think about whenever someone goes to prison. Like, he's just spewing all those off. Like, I had to deal with all this in prison. And he takes off the bandana and he's like, well, you guys see, prison kind of sucks. Because a lot of people were acting like prison based off the guy that transferred, how he was depicting it. People were like, oh, prison's actually not that bad. Like, oh, you get a TV and everything. Prison sounds better than The Office. So that was the whole story with it.
That's funny right there. I like it. I also had yo, that was good though. I might have to check that out a little bit more.
Dude, I'm telling you, Michael Scott, he's probably the greatest character in TV
check a little bit more. All right. We also skipped when we had a Steelers Nation on fire. Somebody says,
I'm off my game today.
Oh, bro, you're good, man. We ain't tripping. He says, could the Steelers have 3 safeties and 2 middle linebackers on field at the same time? Yes, that's when we do our 3 safety package. That is what we do. When you see KZ, Edmonds, and Minka out there together, yeah, that's the approach. And what we typically have been doing, I've seen them run the 3 safety unit almost out of a nickel formation where they'll take whoever the nose is, they'll take them out, keep Cam and Larry in there, and then obviously have TJ and Highsmith. I've seen it like that. Trying to think, I've seen the 3 safety look. When we played Baltimore. Yeah, when we played Baltimore, we took one of the corners. We took Levi Wildsoft, kept Cam Sutton out there. He was the only safety we would play, and we run 3 safeties out there, and we would, have the base defense essentially minus a cornerback, but Kays was the 3rd defender out there. So we do already do that. Yeah, and it has been working. We started doing that when KZ came back, realistically. Atlanta, that was a big game for the 3 safeties. Baltimore, Carolina. Yeah. So we still, like I said, we've been running that.
AT. Multiple sources say Matt Canada is gone after this season. Who do you guys want to see replace him?
How'd you feel about those stories? I was going to ask you that, man.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly, because I saw where the first report came from, and I was like, okay.
I will believe it when I see it because those aren't the vibes I'm getting right now. I mean, you can always bring up like the locker room or behind the scenes. You know, they all are against Canada and they know the writing's on the wall. But what I'm seeing on the field is the offense is buying in.
It kind of reminds me of like when we would see reporters come out locally and be like, yeah, man, we got the story, man. This is about to happen. And then Schefter drops something that's like the complete opposite. And you're like, bro, you had us believing it was going to be this, this, and this. And it turned out, man, y'all ain't really know what y'all was on, man.
So you're saying we need to get Schefter on this one?
I'm just simply saying I'm with you, Deke. I will believe it when I see it. All of these sources or sources, in terms of the quotation stuff like that, man. Yeah, man, I'll believe it when I see it. That's all.
Seems like Canada and Kenny's relationship is kind of decent.
Yeah.
They're going back and forth, talking plays, running ideas off each other. I mean, those are, if you want to talk reports, those are reports I've heard over the last month or so.
Yeah. So.
Now, if it happens, it happens. And, yeah, we could talk about OCs and stuff. But as we're sitting right now, I'm not opposed to bringing them back.
That's how I feel.
Because I think we're building something good. Everything in this second half has been trending up. So why change that? I think a lot of the things people are complaining about with the offense in terms of getting more points and, you know, we need more red zone touchdowns. Like, why aren't we converting as much? I just don't feel like a lot of that's on Canada. If you go game in and game out, we've had a lot of drops for touchdowns. We had Pickett make some overthrows. We have some missed field goals thrown in there too.
Yeah.
I just don't really feel like it's all on Canada. Sure, I mean, yeah, he could continue to improve and clean up some stuff on his own, but I like the direction the offense is going. I never thought I'd say, like, I'm one of Canada's sworn enemies dating back to last year because of what happened and how they sabotaged Penn.
Did you say you're one of Canada's sworn enemies?
So, I mean, if you're getting me to actually be open to the idea of him coming back next year and actually at this point giving it the okay, I think that's how good the offense has turned around since the bye.
I would agree. It's just funny too, man, when I think of just how we want to put blame on certain people for certain things, even when it doesn't really add up. And I've seen some of the criticism of late or at times was Canada needs to be fired because George Pickens doesn't have any targets. Canada needs to be fired because Frymouth doesn't have any targets. And then you cut the film and it's like, these dudes are open at times, or it's a reason why they weren't targeted on that particular play.
Or running the ball. Really good. Remember the Falcons game?
Exactly. But think about it, people were tripping on the Falcons game because we weren't throwing the ball more as we're running the ball down their throats. And it's just like,
Deontay's wide open. Like, but Deontay, going back to the drops, Deontay dropped that one drag route in the red zone.
Absolutely. But once again, though, Deontay's wide open. Like you just said, he gets the target. It's an easy throw and catch, keeps the offense moving, and everything works fine. Nope, bad play. He picked up 7. You should have thrown it up to George Pickens. Why? Because we just wanted you to get the ball to George Pickens. You know what? Fire Matt Canada. That's the way it be sounding at times. Just like, yo, I don't get it, man. Do we want the offense to be successful? Has the offense been being successful since the bye week? Hasn't this all been what we've been talking about? So, yeah. But at the end of the day, man, if they do move on from them, then, yeah, we'll look to see who's out there. But I'm not one of them people that, oh, man, Nathaniel Hackett just got fired. We should go fire him. We can hire him. It's like,
I don't know. Based off how things went in Denver,
that.
I want Hackett right
seriously, like, that's what like, that's the part that just baffles me at times. I'm like, so we're so quick to run to go get the person that we just saw fail at something and bring them over here because of what they did somewhere else in a totally different scenario with a totally different situation. Rodgers. I'm just like, what are we trying to do here? It's just like, are we changing just for the sake of making change? And that's my whole, when we first brought it up at the beginning of the year, when it was talking about the bye week and who should get fired and all that stuff, I'm like, yo, if you're just talking about making a change for the sake of making change, I don't agree with that. If this is something where we're talking about a tangible improvement or we have seen a lack of improvement, I think that would be a different conversation as well. But there is no way that you're watching the tape and you're studying the thing that you're supposed to be studying and looking at scheme, productivity, effectiveness, players feeling more comfortable and confident in this thing. It's no way you're evaluating all those things and watching this offense saying that you have not seen that on a consistent basis since the bye week. And that's my whole thing. I'm like, you're going to fault them or now you want to say that, hey, they're progressing and we can see all these things we were hollering about, but now we don't want it because, hey, it's the same person at the head of this thing. That's change for the sake of change then. And like I said, that's for me, that's not something that I really like to do.
Now, if the report is true, then yeah, sure, move on because you want everyone clicking. You want everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
But that's not the feel I'm getting from watching these games on Sundays.
I would agree.
So that's a tough report for me to believe, especially even going back to the connection that Canada and Kenny had whenever he was in high school and getting recruited for college.
Exactly.
So it's weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's just something to throw out there as we're getting some positive momentum. Hey, let's just get a story going.
Hey,
and I guess 13 points against the Raiders, it's some low-hanging fruit.
Oh, yeah.
But again, Boz missed 2 field goals.
But no.
We moved the ball fine.
Like you said, there's low-hanging fruit if you don't have context.
Muth dropped one in the red zone.
Remember,
wide open.
If you don't have context. And what was the thing that we were always hollering about in those first 4 or 5 games? Everybody was on fire, this and do that. And it's like, no, context matters. When you're looking into the context of it, that is why Coach Tomlin and the Steelers operate the way they operate, because they understand the context. They understand this is Coach Tomlin, the minutia. That's something that he always like to say, the minutia, the little things, because that's the difference between being good and having sustained success versus being a flash in the pan. Or just running the rat race, just essentially never getting any type of progress, because every time you feel like you're doing something positive, oh man, let's blow it up. It ain't fast enough. Let's switch it up again. And now you reset it. The Steelers don't operate like that, baby. And that's why they've been able to have the sustained success that they've been having. We can criticize whatever we want to criticize in terms of what we deem success. But even with that, regardless of how we want to paint it, you can't talk about successful organizations, successful teams without talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And that's just what it is right now.
We ready for TG 501?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, good call on that, man. I blame you. You started talking about Matt Canada like you liked him or something. Now you had me over here talking about him, man. Jeez. Your fault.
It's such a weird scenario for me right now.
And you was,
It's such a weird
You were
scenario.
the Sabotage 7 guy. Yeah. You were the I can't stand Matt Canada guy. And here you are on the.
I told you I'd give him a chance for this season. I'd give him a chance.
Yeah.
And since the bye, I've been liking what I'm seeing from the offense.
I would agree. I would agree.
All right. Is he call? Are you?
Oh no,
him?
I'm gonna call him then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna call.
All right, cool. Well, I'll read this one from Donald Copeland because I think this was a point that we didn't bring up. He says multiple players and coaches wouldn't call this man out if that man was doing his job. Now, I will say this to counter that.
Say what now?
I think
multiple players and coaches want to call who out?
Call this man out, Canada, if he was doing his job correctly.
Okay.
Now, I don't think any of that has happened since the bye. That all happened.
Unless you're a friend of Steve Smith.
Right.
is
Yeah, maybe he's talking like across the league, not in-house, because that's happened recently with Steve Smith.
Yeah,
right?
but if you're talking national media, we've already talked about the difference between the national folks and the local folks, man. It's just a level of understanding. They have a summary. The people they covered have intimate understanding and knowledge of it. The context is going to be different. So, yeah, maybe if he's talking Steve Smith, I mean, if you want to hang it on what Steve Smith said, cool. But ask yourself, how intimate of knowledge does Steve Smith have about this particular Pittsburgh Steelers team? Is he watching that team to that extent like that? Like I said, you be the judge of it, man.
I feel like all the calling out or the questioning of play calls from the players just came from the first half of the season. I haven't heard a peep since.
Mm-hmm.
We're winning games. We're moving the ball.
Since the bye week. And that's what we all said. Get to the bye week.
Yeah.
So. But anywho. Alrighty. Let's call him up. See what he's got going on and some of his thoughts, man. Because we got some college football stuff coming up too, man. College football playoffs. Yeah. Okay. That's coming up this weekend now that I think about it. Let me see what we got going on. See what we got.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Hello. Is this my locker mate, man?
Locker mate.
Is this the Pittsburgh Steelers alumni, the West Virginia Mountaineer alumni? What they say, almost heaven? Is that my locker mate, the OG of OG locker mates, might I add?
Oh, Lord.
Terence Garvin, what's happening, man? How we living on your side, baby?
What's good, man? Feeling good. My birthday this weekend.
Hey, man, turn up, man. How old you turning, man? Old as heck, I know.
Yeah, I'm like 21.
You said you played in college with Gino, so yeah, you definitely ain't no 21. I know how old Gino is. Gino ain't no 21. That's all I'm saying.
Gino was the first person I talked to when I got to West.
Shout out to Gino too, man. Pro Bowl quarterback Geno Smith. Let's put some respect on his name. Absolutely, man.
I'm one of the. I don't want to say 12 or whatever number, but I'm one of the ones that stuck with the. No, I'm telling you,
you might have been the only one.
Low key, I think you were. You
need to give yourself more credit.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm stuck with him.
You remember when you came on the show, you was hollering about Gino. We was laughing like, we know you would say something like that, but we don't believe anything that you're saying. And yeah, you actually were right on this one.
Did you call the Russ demise though with it?
That's what I don't remember. Did you call the Russ demise with the Geno ball out?
I'm not part of that movement. I didn't call it.
said, I'm not part of that movement.
I tell you what I did call though, and nobody would believe me. But when that game was like 50-something to 13, I was like, somebody's gonna get fired. I did say that. I was like, I'm like, this is ugly on Christmas. Something's gonna happen.
You can't get blown out on Christmas, bro.
Not on Christmas.
You can't get blown out. On holiday games, if you get blown out, job security is not looking good. Absolutely.
Somebody's going to get
Heads got to roll. Yeah, heads got to roll. You know that.
I called that. I did call that.
Our J.J. Watt takes aren't holding up, though.
Yeah, what's up with your J.J. Watt take, man? Good call right there, Deke. Both of y'all, man.
I don't believe it. I don't believe. I still think he's going to be a Steeler next year.
Come on, man. This dude trying to retire, be with his wife and his kid, man.
I think that's right now. You know how it goes.
I forgot about the health incident, though.
Yo, he almost died. Remember that? He almost died this year.
That's what makes him him.
Oh, it did make him him. It was. That's and then he had the emotional post-game conference. He's like, yo, this dude a warrior, bro. Like, yeah.
This dude's a warrior.
But now he's ready. He's ready. But now he's ready to go sit on his throne in wherever, Wisconsin, with his wife and kid and just look out like Thanos when he was done. It was like, perfect. I think he's there now.
Playing, right?
He's just missing that ring, though.
Playing, right?
Oh, Lord. I hear you.
TJ's out there.
TJ and Derek. Yeah.
That itch gonna start itching.
Oh, nah, man. All the injuries. He trying to just, let his body be real still going on, man. You know what the game do to you. And he done had some, like his injuries been some crazy ones. So I think in all of that context, with the wife and the baby, you saw he said, Koi's first game, my last home game.
I've seen that.
You seen that, right? You don't just say that. That's poetic. That's poetic right there. So that's why when I saw that with mommy and daddy at the game too, come on now, mommy and daddy could have been in Pittsburgh, but mommy and daddy was in AZ. They knew what time it was. They said, oh, no, TJ. Your game is important, but we got to be in AZ for this one. We know what this is. Yeah. So I don't think he doing all that.
I see the signs
to come back. Come on, man. And can I give you another update? Just another caveat. As a member of the I Love Being Married in a Happy Home Society.
Yeah.
We look at what happened to Tom Brady, and we saw what happened when he decided to do the retired. Hey, wife, I'm here. I'm committed. All right, wife, psych, I lied. I'm going to go back and play football. It didn't work out. So as a member, a card-carrying, dues-paying member of the I'm happy with my wife and I got the household all here together society, I just personally think that J.J. Watt wants to remain a part of that group. I don't think he wants to get kicked out of that group. Brady tried to use his credentials. They were denied. Okay? They're no longer here. So I don't think JJ wants to repeat that. I think JJ is going to go off into the sunset, man.
The card JJ can pull, though, is, hey, this is for my brothers. This is a family thing.
He had that opportunity, though, 2 years ago.
He wanted too much money.
Oh, see?
He wanted too much money.
True. But you got to live with that. Was the decision, though, was it not? We all said that, hey, man, this was going to be his last chance to play with his brother. And he chose to go to AZ.
It's a perfect chance right now.
It ain't the perfect chance right now. It's a perfect chance for him to be at home.
It's the health condition thing that I forgot about that's throwing me off right now.
And then, it starts with one child and then it becomes plural, children. That's how it all starts, man. So let my man just go enjoy that. I don't see him coming back, man.
I hear you. I see your signs. I see what you see for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, I don't know. I just, I see the Gronkowskis. I just see the combination.
I mean, dude, you went Gronk. I was going to go even lower scale than that. Cole Beasley retired 2 times this year. He retired after leaving Buffalo, signed to go to Tampa, retired again after that, and then just came back and was catching passes for Josh Allen 2 days ago, bro. So I'm with you. I see that too. I just think that JJ is different, though. I think that JJ, when he's committed to retiring, don't nobody commit the way JJ commits. You know it is. Man, in 2017 when he blew his knee out, everybody was like, yo, this is it. JJ, man, can he even walk? Yeah. This man came back and was balling. Shoot.
Tore the tricep off the bone, or tore the
off the bone and came back like, yo, I'm not done.
That's why I don't think he's done. That's to me it's kind of like Wolf on Wall Street. You know, I'm not leaving.
I 100% got that vibe as well.
You know how
I know he has that vibe. We both know he has that vibe.
It sounds good right now. It's the storyline is elite. He timed it up, JJ Watt-ish. But I just think. I think his return will be even better. You see what I mean? Like Jordan retired.
Bro, no. This is not Jordan retiring in Chicago. This is Jordan come back to the Wizards. That's very different. Don't you try that, bro. What?
That was too far. That's too far.
Son said that's like when Jordan retired. No, wait a minute. The second retirement, not the first retirement, man. Chill.
I just don't think it's over yet. I seen it and was shocked. I was shocked.
I was shocked too. When I saw them trying to talk about it, and I'm like, I don't know why y'all talking about this on ESPN. This ain't no real retirement. And then they just kept going. And I'm like, okay, y'all not going to run with this unless somebody picked up the phone and got that hard confirmation that this is truly it. And I don't know. I just feel like it's what they done ran with this thing. Bro, they ran with this like how they ran with Brady, bro. And
they didn't. No.
You don't think so?
They gave Brady a segment on ESPN.
Okay. You're right. You're right.
Like when Brady came back, I low-key felt we were disappointed because we like.
I was upset. I was upset about that. Yes.
Yeah, we done told all our truths now. Yeah. And you gonna come back.
Yeah. Like I feel ashamed that I told you how I really felt about you for you to just come back out like you ain't supposed to know this while you're still active. This is you're done now. We can just talk. Like I definitely felt betrayed. I'm with you on that 100%. Absolutely.
I didn't think JJ got all that treatment, and that's one of the reasons I'm like, I think they leaving it a little bit open. I didn't see all that.
They leaving it a little bit
don't
open.
Mind the cameras too.
I think they're leaving it a little bit open solely because they did get burned by Brady. Just 12 months ago.
They had a whole
Brady burnt them, bro. Brady burnt them. He burnt all of us because we was all like, bro, you don't think me and Deke was over here having Brady goodbye segments? We was all doing it. We all did it. That was the thing. It's the Brady goodbye, you know? And for him to come back, we like, really, dude? Like, I'm mad with you right now. I should have never said that type of stuff.
TG, what would be the time frame for his return?
For him to come back?
Yeah.
He ain't doing no training camp. You know he ain't doing no training camp.
No, you won't hear from him until like you'll hear little smirks of him working out with his brother.
He gonna put a clip up on IG.
Yeah, you'll see a clip. You know.
Yes, sir.
Bro, he's like a week 5, week 6. Like I'm back.
Middle of the season.
I was looking
some address
in my mind. I was like by week. I could see it flirting around those time frames wherever it's like, oh, JJ's visiting TJ. He's been out here for a little while. Yeah. Oh, JJ signed to the. And that's it.
Boom.
Yep. That's how it happens.
I think it's not done yet. You'll see the brothers play together one time. I just think you'll see it one time.
It needs to happen.
The setups. The reason I say Pittsburgh is because the setup's so perfect in Pitt with the brothers situation.
No, that is it makes the most sense. It definitely makes the most sense for Pitt. If he's gonna come back anywhere, it would have to be Pittsburgh, because I don't even think he's going back to Houston. I don't even think that would be the thing. I think everything would align for it to be Pittsburgh.
Either here, or Packers, baby, back home.
See, I don't even think he's going to Green Bay to play. I don't think he would do that. I think like if he wants to play,
come back strictly to
play with his brothers. Yeah. Yeah, because really, that's the only thing on his butt.
I agree with you. It should be the top choice. I didn't know if maybe there'd be a second or third. Like if we weren't interested,
right?
You
because
get what I mean?
To me, essentially, he did I got my money and I ring chased by going to AZ. When he went to AZ, remember that's when they loaded up. But think about it. They had Chandler Jones. They had just drafted Isaiah Simmons. They were bringing in all these different pieces, right?
Yeah.
And and he was supposed to be a part of that too. Yeah. The DeAndre Hopkins, all this other stuff was over there, and it didn't work out. So now I think for him, if he wanted to do it again, it would be the whole, man, I'm going to go do it with my brothers type thing. But I don't know, man. I think for him, that health, that married life, the dad life, man, I think he's ready for that, man. You don't put the baby picture, his first game, my last home game. You don't put that if you don't mean it, because you're going to have to answer to that down the line when little Coy wakes up and he's 15 and he's like, Dad, this is supposed to be your last game. low last home game. Why you got this picture in this black and gold over here? Pops, what's going on here? I don't think he want to do that. He don't want to have that convo.
That story of me and the family, we all play together.
No, man, no. He gonna tell that story of, hey, you know how I tell you I was always better than your uncle? Not only did I get more depots than him, I had a chance to go be his teammate. I said, I went and got paid. Went to AZ. That's how you dunk on him. I think he'll take that approach.
Two birds with one stone, ring chase, and play with his brothers.
I mean, he could, yeah.
And here's the thing with the family stuff. It's the health stuff that's got me wondering. But, I mean, I guess he did go to the hospital that he ended up playing very shortly after.
He played the next day, yeah.
But, I mean, a few months ain't going to hurt anything, right?
We say that.
A few months ain't going to hurt anything.
But this is the question. TG, wait a minute. Now, TG, we could both agree with this. We could both agree with this. Is a few months for J.J. Watt the same as a few months for any other NFL player?
No.
It's not. That's like Tom Brady. That's like Antonio Brown. That's like James Harrison. When it's season or when they're committed to playing, bro, yeah, they're no longer a part of your world. They're over here in the woods of wherever getting, forged up to kill people on the field, man. That's what they do. You don't see them. They don't, hey, let's have family dinner. Let's have a movie night. You ain't getting that. No.
Like TG said, he might be doing it anyway.
I mean, he might be.
I don't know. I just don't see it yet.
So TG think he coming back. Deke,
he got me back in too. It's the health thing that's throwing me off. But
I say
don't think
no.
The health thing. I don't think the health thing is really what you. I'm not saying he's not beat up. I'm sure he's beat up. I'm sure he's got his.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It was that heart condition.
He was talking about the heart thing, specifically because that's the thing for Carolina. Yeah.
See, now the heart thing, I'm like, okay, he's past that. I think he's Superman.
Because he came back and played. Yeah, when he came back and played, I'm like, oh yeah, bro, you willing to do it all?
Later, like, we don't even. That was a great
Like, bro, you ain't even got your test. Like, yeah. We ain't even seen like the specialist, the second opinion. Like, bro, seriously, that when I even
go into that. Like, how did you get cleared?
TG, who was your second opinion? TG, we talking about your heart, not your knee, not your shoulder, bro. We said your heart.
Can't get back from ribs. You got back from your heart.
Okay, that's the when I seen. I said, oh yeah, this different. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
but you know.
Right.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
You ain't just clearing that in 24 hours.
Yeah,
bro, what?
Like, that was a lot.
Okay.
So I think I just don't think he's done. I think you'll see him again. I think it's hard to relinquish that throne. You're on top of the world. I'm sure like he'll go home, he'll do what he's doing. He'll get quiet a little bit, and then you'll start to hear him again.
I'm with TG. TG's got me back in.
Okay.
He's got me back in.
I'm calling him coming back. I'll put it
like
this moment. I'm putting mine in. I say he's coming back.
Respect. And I'll say this. I'm going to say he doesn't return, but I honestly would not be surprised if he did. Because everything we just talked about, I would not be surprised. I'm just leaning on the fact that, this man is going to try to just go off into the sunset and live the normal man's life. We don't got to be rock stars. We could be husbands and daddies. So I'm just assuming that that's what he's really into. Okay?
The conversations are being brought up, too, with his brothers, TJ and Derek. They're going to be making some
they're gonna have
big-time pitches.
Oh, they're going to be there. They're going to be trying to get him so hard. Absolutely.
And we're going to be all about it. Tomlin will be all about it.
Of course. Oh, he's a bloodline guy. If anybody knows Coach Tomlin, if you got a cousin, a brother, a daddy, a granddaddy that's either played or is currently in the league, oh yeah, he gonna get you. He into that. He into that. Absolutely. Whew. So that was pretty interesting. Okay. Now we also were talking before you had called, man, or before we called you. We're also talking about this whole Derek Carr situation too, man.
Ooh.
Would you have run with that, bro? Would you? He put him in the headshot, and he was like, "Yo, put your stadium in there."
With you all the time. What do you got? $40 million guaranteed.
40, yeah.
I don't know how I said a $40 million car in the garage. Like that's tough. I get it though. I heard something that
make it make sense to us, please, because I'm just like, yo, like if you're trying to do it for the money game, the guarantees and stuff like that. It's janky, but I understand it. But if that is not the play, what are you trying to accomplish? Because it's my thing. You're not going to move on from Derek Carr and expect to have a Devontae Adams come back or we already know Josh Jacobs ain't coming back, but you're not going to get a Devontae who you gave everything to get.
What if you get a Tom Brady?
Maybe.
All that comes back, right?
McDaniels, dude, you know what?
I can't stand
you. know what?
Oh my!
He might be right because the Raiders
What if
making
you
this
get a
move.
Tom Brady?
The Raiders making this move.
my
They are done with Derek Carr
gosh.
for sure.
And obviously, we heard the story. What was it when Dana White came? Oh, he was talking with Gronk on the. We had a chance to get Brady back then, and he was looking at him like you decided to stick with that guy. You chose to go with that guy over me. Oh my!
This is why Raiders owner brought in McDaniels to begin with. Actually.
I don't like you, man.
Wow.
I don't like you. Oh,
I'm just saying. They were saying Tom Brady to San Fran.
Son,
it looks like San Fran's gonna be cool.
Ew. Yeah.
Like a good little landing spot, right?
I totally did not see that play right there. You are absolutely right. That is lined up perfect.
He's right because
that is lining up perfect.
Yep. If you're making this bench, that's embarrassing. Derek Carr is not going to want to go back.
And especially after everything that Carr's had to stand in front of between last year. Come on,
Derek Carr's been like a great dude for the organization.
Oh yeah,
between like the whole Ruggs drama,
the Gruden stuff, everything, bro.
Gruden,
yeah,
the AB stuff.
Seriously, bro, he's been the guy.
He's been positive through the whole thing, so it's like, I don't want to say it's kind of, it's not, because it's not a slap in the face. It's nothing like that, because it's how he's playing. He's not really playing that well.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, you're going to leave, you're going to do this. I could just see him being like, all right, let's just go ahead and separate this whole thing. You know?
Oh, my gosh.
That's what they said, something about if he got injured the last 2 games, then his contract would be guaranteed. I don't know if just for next season, but going forward, so... Maybe they are really just trying to cut the ties because his dead cap hit, if they do cut him, is really minuscule. I think it's only like $5 million.
Yeah,
but
there's no point in getting. You don't want to get him banged up. It's nothing you can win. It's nothing to prove.
So if you're Brady though, if you're Brady, which situation is better for you, San Fran or Vegas?
San Fran.
San Fran's the best situation you can go to as a quarterback.
So if you Brady, are you even entertaining this Vegas stuff?
I don't know if you get that San Fran conversation like that.
Yeah, maybe San Fran don't want him like that, depending on what amount he's looking for.
I think you still forget they drafted Trey Lance 3rd overall.
They did.
Yeah,
but we know what that looks like right now in the sense that we haven't seen enough of it, and we know they can win a lot with Jimmy G, and we're seeing Brock Purdy come in here and win games too.
Not that he's one of them. He feel like he's winning with Purdy. You know, and like. I'm saying he kind of one of them, like, I'm going to win. Like, he feel like, I'm going to call these plays. You know, them boys going to be there. Throw it.
I think Brady is trying to get to San Fran if he's trying to go anywhere.
I agree with you.
I think San Fran is the spot for him. Running game, offensive line, defense, weather, back home, everything checks off the list.
Okay.
TG's right there. Maybe Raiders are the backup option.
Brady goes to San Fran.
Okay.
Garoppolo goes to
all the New England connections.
Garoppolo goes to Vegas. Carr goes to the Colts.
Carr's
got to go to Indy.
To the Jets.
Oh, he's going to the Jets. Okay, I was going to go to Indy. Okay, so he goes
Carr
to the Jets.
Goes to the Jets.
Okay.
And Zach Wilson finds his way to the Colts. That makes sense.
Okay. And the Colts going to draft a guy anyways. Absolutely.
And the Colts will be like, we got our young guys. We'll build this up.
Okay.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Now, TG, if you're San Fran, because you brought up Trey Lance, what would you do between him and Brady?
Ooh.
I think you still go Brady.
Who you rolling
I'm
with?
clearly still going Brady. It's not even a question.
That's tough. I mean,
Brady bro. What's up? What's up?
But I don't think we don't know what's happening in practice. We don't know what that is.
So how you feel? You don't believe? So you don't want to go off the speculation? You don't want to go off the mystery?
We don't know what that looks like in practice. We don't know what's going on.
What you think it looked like in practice, TG? What's up, man?
I think it looked good. It was the starter.
You West Coast enough. You WVU, but you honorary West Coast. You know that.
Oh man. That's okay. But you know, like, it had to look good enough because they were ready to just dump Garoppolo. Like, he wasn't
they were,
but it was a bad decision.
But why were they all so excited when he came back, though? It was kind of like that Mike White, Zach Wilson vibes in New York. I'm like, bro, y'all a little too excited about this man being back out here for y'all to really be committing to Trey Lance like that. That's all, man.
I think it's just more they know what you did at Garoppolo. Like, Garoppolo really, truly lost that job for business purposes.
Oh, 100%. He never got beat out, yeah.
He's truly lost his jobs for business. But I think the business is bigger than Garoppolo. Even with him getting hurt, especially with him getting hurt, you won't see him back in San Fran. Like, he's definitely out of San Fran. You know that.
Now we got a question about Jimmy G. So one of the homies in the chat, Jacob Melissio, he says Jimmy G, he think he going back to New England, to the Patriots.
Whoa.
How you thinking about that now? Because we can see it's not the smoothest situations up there right now, obviously.
They'd have to bring in an actual offensive coordinator, like Bill O'Brien, maybe.
It'll be a lot of domino changes at that point.
Yeah.
I just can see the Colts taking a Mac Jones. I can see the Colts taking a Zach Wilson.
Just a young quarterback that they feel is talented enough, maybe didn't have the most ideal situation in terms of support around him. Yeah.
I think, watch this. When they start telling you how healthy Trey Lance is, when they start just overemphasizing it, when you start hearing that, that means something's about to happen. Because right now it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, the reports start coming out, you know that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I'm like, maybe because they just have to give Garoppolo away, right?
Yeah.
That's not they just have to give that away. Maybe they trade something with Trey Lance.
Because Lance still under contract for what, 3 plus the plus the 5th-year option.
He's locked all the way in. So you got to trade that. It just would get weird, you know. A lot of like mega trades. So you think this quarterback?
It's gonna be a crazy offseason.
Absolutely.
Quarterback swaps.
Absolutely.
And it's like, because I've heard the backup behind Tampa, the kid out of
Kyle
Florida.
Trask. Yeah, Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask. Mm-hmm. I heard he's really good.
They took him in the second. It just so happened that was the year they signed Brady in the offseason.
But if Brady didn't come back, they was riding with that.
Yeah, that was the guy they wanted. Yeah.
So they believe in that. You know.
Okay.
Where's Mason laying? Mason got to get in this.
Maybe the Colts, him and Zach Wilson.
If I'm Mason, I'm looking at Indianapolis. I'm looking at Tampa. I'm looking at Vegas, depending on what they do, depending on who's the big fish that lands out there. Because we know once Carr moves, it's going to be another big fish coming. Whoever.
If you're a young quarterback, I think the Colts is appealing.
I like the Colts.
They got that young offensive coordinator in there. He's like 30, 31 years old. Y'all can like kind of go up together.
They got pieces in there. You got the weather.
They got a really good running back in there.
Yep. You got the dome. Nice. Your division ain't even crazy. Like
that's not a bad spot. Yeah. Like if you're a young guy, that's not a bad spot to try to get to.
Now they saying that Jeff Saturday might be back out there though. I don't know if you've seen them reports. I saw Irsay saying that he's a strong candidate for 2023. Heck, I said, hey now, strong.
I can see that. I can see that.
He's
the guy.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay.
Do the Steelers get in this conversation?
What?
For who?
Come on, KPA. Come on.
As
TG, I thought you were on the bandwagon. What happened here, TG?
Okay, I'm just asking. I just wanted to know.
We're going to be in the market for a quarterback. We are. We're going to need a quarterback.
Backups.
Period.
We need some backups.
But KPA, he led the iconic.
So what's the question then? The question I asked both of you guys is, because obviously they're going to have to bring in another quarterback. Is it competition or is it clear defined number 2?
Clear defined number 2. Just someone to help out Pickett.
Okay. What'd you say, TG?
Veteran guy. Show him some ropes.
So then do they just bring Mitch back?
Well, no, because
I don't think Mitch
is going to come back on that. I think Mitch looking like, he feel like he want to go somewhere and get a chance.
I'd be up for that. I think he'd be the perfect backup.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to get the Wild West out here this summer. Like, it's going to get crazy. Because if you bring in a veteran quarterback, I don't know the type of guy you bring in just to kind of sit behind that.
Flacco's a name that's been brought up.
Flacco. I can see that. AFC North guy.
Does that make us feel good about our quarterback situation, though?
I don't. Yeah. Flacco won a Super Bowl, though. I can see it. I'm hearing Byron Leftwich is about to hit the market, right?
Yeah, but we talking about in the sense of like,
actually, say he comes over.
Okay. So you saying if Leftwich came over, would he be making a switch at that?
You see what I mean? Maybe
because he's not a candidate dude. Oh,
come on.
Well, people have been hollering about Canada.
On.
They've been hollering about him. They've been hollering about him. Maybe.
No.
If Leftwich hits the market,
every coach
can see him being everything about that makes sense.
And every coach wants their players too.
Yeah.
We do not. If you're gonna lose, if I'm gonna win, let me win with my guy. Let me lose with my guy. I don't want to lose with your guy. Yeah.
That would make all sense in the world if they were to do that.
Yeah, but Tomlin's got the final say. Pickett's a Tomlin guy, or Tomlin's a Pickett guy for sure.
I'm not saying. I'm saying the guy behind the Pickett. You know.
Oh.
I'm saying the guy because I wouldn't.
So who are you talking about then?
So who are you thinking then, man? Who would you bring in, man?
Because it's gonna be somebody who can move a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the offense, you know,
right, you got to be mobile. Absolutely.
He's just gonna keep the system as a system, no matter what happens. If that makes sense. You know, like if somebody was to get hurt, something was to happen, he wants the system to still be the system. You know.
Okay.
I think it's just a matter of who lands where in terms of like.
It's going to get crazy though.
It's gonna get crazy.
It's gonna get crazy.
This will probably be one of the craziest off seasons we've seen in a long time, for sure. For sure.
Y'all had me worried here for a second.
You always be panicking about your KP8, man. I know.
You know
you
that's
panic.
What TG was trying to say.
You know why you be panicking about KP8? Because you don't know if you fully believe it yet, man.
Nah, he's
you like it a lot, but you don't know if you're ready to marry it just yet, and it make you a little nervous.
Nah, we're rolling with him.
You would have never got frantic like that if this was 7 at quarterback.
I just needed to defend him. I thought you guys were taming up on him. I'm like, wait, what has happened here? He just led this game-winning drive against the Raiders.
See,
you guys are talking about moving on.
I tell you, you so ready to defend him, man. Hey, just.
I had to, but I'm glad we cleared things up. We're just talking about backup, but
hey, you know they don't got to do that to Brady, man. Just know that
he did have a game-winning drive.
Yeah,
it's clutch.
I thought they grew up this weekend.
I would agree, man.
Yeah, those videos were sick from Tomlin. Do you see those pop up on social media where he literally like is going to the offense, like the offensive line, all the players and stuff. He's like, "We grew up tonight. Let's do this."
Yeah, that's Coach Tito, man. He bring that type of energy, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's Coach T.
Mm-hmm.
But everything about that was Coach T, but I felt like that was just a moment. You felt it. Everything about it felt like, all right, this one of them games, they grow up. They become a new team in a sense. Like, you know, I thought it was a good win. I thought that was a moment for him. I don't think that makes him, like, pen to paper, you know. I think he's still a pencil, but I definitely think that was a moment for sure. That was a great moment for him, you know. Did they bust that coverage? That was coverage. I'm asking you. That's me to you.
I think that was Pickett moving the defenders with his eyes.
Did he move it? I was curious. I watched it. I was curious. Did he move them?
Why are you doing this, TG?
Don't do that.
Why are you doing this, bro?
Did he? It was covered too. I see.
Why are you doing this, man?
It was nobody in the middle.
Why you gotta do that, bro?
The play call was perfect. He must have knew they were in two. It was a great play. I give him that.
Yo, just let the play ride, bro.
Okay. All right. I'm with you. What you see? What you see? Did you see what I see?
I saw enough. That's all that matters. All right. The result was a touchdown pass to win the game. And we'll leave it at that, man. We're going to leave it at that.
Celebration was there. I'm like,
hey, bro, you the backhand king, bro. You the backhand king. That's all I'm going to say. You the backhand king. Don't nobody backhand. Don't nobody backhand the way that you backhand. All right, that's all. Your backhand game on 1,000. All right.
I truly was curious. I'm like, did y'all see it?
As long as it was a completion for a touchdown, that's all that matters. We're not talking about what the coverage was. It was the execution was there. That's all that matters. Hey, it's about us. They nameless great faces over there, all right?
It's not
nameless
about
great faces, all right?
I liked it. I thought he did what he was. I'm not no hate. I thought it was great.
No seriousness though, yeah. But at the same time, I just like how you would have just go right there. Like, you know what? I can see how y'all trying to get on this and praise it. Let me just tell you what I saw, okay? It wasn't all that. It was blown.
It's the exaggeration of like,
I know.
Oh, put this in pen. This is the answer. Like, hold on. I know. Hold on, slow down.
But I don't feel like that is. I don't think that's a Kenny thing. I think that has just been because of how the crowd early on made it into like a Kenny thing. And now people always feel.
I know. I think he's a really good player. I think
he's a good player and good person. I just think the supporters of him have made people feel some type of way surrounding him at times, and makes people feel like, he's a little bit of a lightning rod, so to speak.
I think it's always hard to replace the king.
True.
That next guy is always tough to replace the king. Like you just have been for so long.
Very true.
It's always hard to replace that.
And I think it's different too for Kenny in the sense that he played at Pitt and just won the AC championship, so he had his own type of hype and allure and support coming with him, anyways. And it just perfect storm, so to speak. Him coming to Pittsburgh, man. Like, yeah.
I agree.
And they threw Mitch in the middle too.
Yeah, Mitch was. Yeah, I felt bad for Mitch. Like, dude, out of all this, like, you got to be the one first. Lord, have mercy.
Okay. It's you, though.
Yes. But we're gonna keep it positive. All right, we're gonna keep it positive. So
it was like that bridge girlfriend. Like, I'm just here for a second. I'm not staying here too long. You know that. Nothing you can.
You need that every once in a while, man. Shout out to all the bridges.
Mitch could have played great. It was nothing he could do.
It was nothing he could ever do. I would agree upon that. Nothing he was going to do was ever going to work out here.
Yeah.
That's
the
just
moment he threw it in the dirt, the Blues were coming.
No question. All right, so to wrap up the Steelers part of this thing, man. How they doing this weekend, man? They taking care of business in prime time?
Likes that game too.
Or is the physicality too much for them this time around? What's happening, man? How we play out on Sunday?
I think they coming off a high. It's a night game. I think it's gonna be a really good game. It's gonna be a dog fight. I see that. 8's not playing, right?
Everything is showing that he's still out. He didn't practice today, so still, yeah.
So yeah, I think Pittsburgh will win. I'm riding with Pittsburgh. I think it'll be something like 23-20.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fight. 23-20.
Yeah, we punch it. Yeah.
I don't think it won't be a lot of offense on it. Like I think it'll be a lot of defense.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be an interesting game.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be like a coach game if that's the way to put it. Like who can adjust on the fly to the new adjustments the quickest.
No, I'm with you on that. Okay. So you got Steelers taking care of business. And you said you scored 20. You said 23-20?
23-20.
23-20. I like that. Okay.
Good prediction.
No, that sounds about right because it's gonna be one of the physical ones, man. I don't see it being a high scoring affair. Yeah.
It's at night. It's gonna be lit
in Baltimore. Come on, bro. You know what that's gonna be like.
It's gonna be cold.
Hey, son.
It's gonna be.
You right on the harbor.
Come out the tunnel to get them live.
It's either gonna be Ray. Or Suggs is one or the other. Ray or Suggs. They gonna pick that grass up. They gonna do something crazy. Or Suggs coming out with that mat. Like somebody's coming out there. They gonna have
the big animated Raven.
Somebody.
Talk to
okay.
They probably wear that all black too.
Oh, you know they gonna have the all black. Come on, you know that. So gotta have the all black. Yeah. You know what the energy finna be. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm looking for a fight. It should be a fight.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, as soon as you get off the bus, you know what time it is. Hey, the welcoming people don't welcome you. The kids don't like you. The custodians, they ain't gonna clean up your stuff. The food people ain't trying to give you no food. You know what it is when you go to Baltimore, baby. Absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna piss on your crab cake. You know what it is. Let's go.
Coach T will probably go full pads all week.
Oh, you know he on that. You know he on. And he's gonna be bringing up the fact that they ran for how many yards last time we seen them boys. You know he's gonna be on that, man. Absolutely. Okay. So I like where we at. All right. So since we're not gonna get a chance to talk to you prior to the college football playoffs, how you feeling about these two matchups though this weekend, man?
You know,
because you in this college, you college football, dude. This is what you do. This is what you do. You know what I'm saying?
I like Georgia versus Michigan in the Natty.
Ooh, okay. So Michigan take care of business against TCU. You ain't even tripping on that game. You ain't believing in the TCU hype?
TCU starts too slow. They just start too slow.
Okay.
They don't get going fast enough, and you're not gonna come back against a Michigan team like he's not about to do that. They're gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
They start too slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a good team, but I don't know. They're kind of like. They're like the Vikings of college football.
Hey, yo, chill. First off, chill. Hold on. You talking to the wrong person because I like the Vikings and I like
TCU's going to choke in the playoffs is what you're saying.
The Vikings by a string every week. That's not real. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. No. Don't drink it.
They find a way to win, man.
You're saying Kirk Cousins will
find a way to
disappoint
win,
you,
man.
They're out like first round of the playoffs.
They're finding a way to win. No, not first round because they're going to have a first round bye.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch when they get this one seed. Just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch. Don't believe me. Just watch. Don't believe me. Just watch. Okay. Don't believe me. Just watch.
They're not gonna get the one seed out of there.
Bro, watch. Philly finna drop these last two. Philly gonna drop these last two. Minnesota gonna win these last two, and they're gonna be in. Okay, watch. Okay.
No, Packers are beating Minnesota.
Okay.
They gonna play.
Don't believe me. Just watch. Don't believe me.
You know who they're gonna play? They're gonna play somebody like Tom.
That's fine. You think Kirk Chains is scared of Tom Brady?
I think
Kirk
if Kirk's not playing at 1 o'clock, that's a different Kirk, though.
You know it's a 1 o'clock. It's gonna be 1 o'clock. It's gonna be the Saturday 1 o'clock game. They're gonna throw him Saturday 1 o'clock. Okay, Saturday at 4 o'clock. That's gonna hit. So
Tom doesn't play at 1.
TG Moats is a big Kirk guy.
Listen, man, the gritty. You ain't
now.
seen Justin Jefferson gritty without Captain Kirk throwing that rock. That's all I'm saying, TG. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's not happening.
You gotta put some respect on this man, dude. Put some respect on Captain Kirk, man. Talking about that, they the Minnesota Vikings of the college football, man.
They the Vikings of college football.
Come on, man.
Got an ally here.
Come on.
Got an ally.
Oh my gosh. All this Vikings slander, all this Kirk Cousins hatred I'm hearing.
Yeah, remember I called Slovis the Kirk Cousins of college football too.
That
was disrespectful.
That was highly disrespectful to Captain Kirk.
That ended up being a terrible
Justin Jefferson is about to have the most historic season as a wide receiver solely because of Kirk Cousins as his quarterback. That's why.
Oh man, respect.
Come on, man. We ain't never seen him ball out like that without Kirk. Everybody thought AB was great with any quarterback, and then we had to see him play with Landry. We saw him with Landry. It didn't hit the same. You know that.
Remember, we had this talk.
We did.
I know. I'm sticking on this one. I want to stamp this one.
I know.
They both will lose the first round of their playoffs.
Oh, who?
TCU will lose their first round.
I thought you said Brady and Kirk. I was like, wait a minute. Now you can say both of them.
No.
Okay.
The Vikings going out like first round.
Okay, Vikings in the first round, TCU in the first round. Okay. See, I don't disagree with you about TCU. I think it's a cool storyline. I like the uniforms and the helmet. It's flashy, but shit,
Big 12.
I don't believe in it.
Big 12. I love the Big 12.
But Minnesota, I kind of like what I'm seeing with them every once in a while. But at the same time, I know it's very fluky. I saw how they got out of Buffalo. That's fluky upon fluky upon fluky. I don't believe that at all. No. But I do believe Kirk and Justin Jefferson. That's what I believe. It's kind of like watching Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss. It's like Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss. You know what I mean? Chris Carter is Adam Thielen up there. You feel me? Instead of being Robert Smith, it's Dalvin Cook. That's what they got going on right now. So you can't tell me that this ain't the same scenario. We saw how that Vikings team went, man. Chill, man. Chill. It's the same vibe, bro. Chill. Kirk, nice like that. Kirk inaccurate and accurate at the same time. Kirk gonna hit a defender in the face with the ball, and then he gonna make an elite throw on the ball. That's what he does. Just take him for what he is, man. And Kirk, we trust. Kirk, go.
All right. So you like that? You're on that. You like that?
What did he say? You like that? You like that? I do.
That's what we doing.
You like that? You like that? I do. I do my Kirko dance. Put my chains on.
Right. So in the playoffs, you gonna wear the shirt. I need you to come in here,
bro. I take my shirt off. I'm gonna take my shirt off. I'm gonna throw on all my chains, and I'm Bubba Cut and Kurt. Why? Yeah.
Real quick, breaking report.
We gonna put some push-ups on that one for sure.
Let's do it.
For sure.
Breaking report. Derek Carr steps away from Raiders to avoid obvious distractions.
Yeah, it's problems in there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He said, yo,
he ain't showing up.
You gonna bench me? I'll holler at you then, player.
I holler at y'all.
I holler. And honestly,
So it's over.
I really don't
After
fault
I stuck
him.
with you after all the dramas?
I don't fault him. Now, TJ, I do got a question for you, though. I got a question for you though. So I can understand 100% where he's coming from, but how do you feel about that though, man? Just in the sense that it's like, bro, we all been committed to this journey, and it ain't like you the only one that's there and got benched this year. Plenty of people get benched, man, but we still got to show up for work. How you feel about that? Because that's the other part. Yeah.
I think you should still show up for work.
Okay. That's I'm like, I get the approach of I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna be on my own, avoid the distraction, but I'm a person. I about to say I didn't have to go in that office before, man. They hit you with the.
I bet you.
Hey, we going. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mitch
showed
up to work.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't necessarily like that vibe all the way. I'm like, bro, that's kind of soft, bro. It's low key kind of soft. Like
even to go further, Eli Manning when he was
Eli definitely showed up to work.
That's even worse than Carr.
No.
Manning winning 2 Super Bowls.
Phillip Rivers was showing up to work. No, he didn't get benched though.
I don't think he got benched.
No. Matt Ryan was the one who got benched. Yeah. Matt Ryan showed up to work. That's what I meant. There we go.
Kurt Warner showed up to work.
Yeah.
I give you a throwback.
You right. Plenty of people that showed up to work, bro. You got to show up, bro.
I think my thing is you still got to show up to work.
You got to show up. You could be pissed. Yeah. And now I ain't saying now TG, no, you could be pissed. You could show me pissed every single day to work. You can't do that. But you got to show up. You can't hit you. I'm not going to show up to avoid the distraction. Like, bro, stop that. In fact, I want you to know I'm a distraction. I'm pissed. And every time Jared Stidham throws a pass in practice, I'm over here like, trash. Like, yes, I'm pissed, man.
I think you got to show up. I think that's wrong. You know, people get benched all the time, like not to be like that. But and it's not like it's a drama thing. It's that was on him. Yeah. You know, he lead the league in picks.
What was it? 14 of them right now. Yeah. And they're not necessarily his fault because we talked about even just in the Raiders in the game versus the Steelers. Man, 2 of these passes are hitting off a dude's hands and it's falling in the air and the guy's catching it. But yeah, I get it. 14 picks are 14 picks. But
I just think that was a bad team. Like it just didn't work.
Very talented, but they didn't mesh. Yeah. They're very talented, but they're not meshing.
I don't think teams in Vegas can truly be good teams though. Like I think the culture of
it's like Miami. It's like Miami.
Yeah, it's like a Miami.
It's like Miami.
It doesn't allow teams to really be because your team doesn't all the way buy in no matter what you say. Like you can't get the whole team to buy into stuff in Las Vegas. Like that's a lot of distraction in life. You know?
No.
You come to like not to say Pittsburgh's not lit, but you come to like certain
It's different though,
yeah, it's different. Like a Pittsburgh, a Buffalo.
I tell people all the time, Buffalo, if I get to it, if I'm drafted by Atlanta, Miami, or New York, I doubt I make it 4 years in this thing, bro. But I was in, you know what I'm saying? But I was in Buffalo. The nearest trouble I could get to was in Toronto. I had to go an hour, you know what I mean? Hour and a half. Like, it was just different. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
I just think that's one of them places. And then, you know, the new head coach, it just hasn't worked out. Like, it hasn't worked out. They had a lot of pass rush in there. If you look at them on paper, like, they're a good team.
They got offense, defense, special teams,
whatever you need. It just hasn't worked out. So it's like, I don't know.
Okay.
I think you still got to go to work, though.
Yeah, you got to show up, bro. Got to show up.
They might try to get some of that money back.
That's low-key. You start missing them days. They start playing games with you. Okay.
I'm seeing here Carr and Raiders agreed would step away from team.
Okay.
Does that change?
Change at least the money side of it? The money side probably.
It might be we let you ride. We
gonna.
No.
Put it like this: the mutual agreement, I can see it as okay. We're not going to tap your pockets, but at the end of the day, as a player, I still will look at Carr and be like, bro, you need to bring your tail to work because we all have been benched at some point in time in our career. You play this game long, it's going to happen. Whether it's because of the money, whether it's because of the politics or somebody beating you out, it's going to happen. You got to show up to work, though. You can't just, hey, man, I ain't coming here no more, bro. Like, yeah, y'all moved on. Do what you do. Because that's how the mutual agreement happens. Hey, man, y'all bench me. Oh, if you're going to bench me, then I ain't coming to work. All right, well, if you don't come to work, all right, this is what it is. All right, well, cool. We're here then. Hey, we mutually agreed upon it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so you say you're going with the Michigan over TCU, Minnesota Vikings. All right, and then you said you got Georgia over Ohio State.
Yes.
All right. Did you want to elaborate on your Georgia Ohio State before we head out?
In the Georgia LSU game, right? 99, I believe it's 99. He came through the middle He hit the quarterback. The guard was still pushing him, and he picked that man up with one hand and pointed to his people in the crowd, right?
Yeah.
If you know, you know. If you've seen that should tell you everything you need to know about who that team is.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
So
that was a grown. It's grown men on that defense.
Okay.
Like,
no, Georgia is grown. They are very grown. Yes, they are very grown.
It's grown men on that D-line.
Yes.
Like that D-line is like, I'm sure like 2 or 3 of them. I'm curious to see how many of them get drafted early. Like that D-line,
they're fire.
They didn't fall off at all from last year. Like they got that whole team drafted last year and brought a whole new.
Think about the whole front seven, bro. The whole front seven went, bro. It's nuts.
Yo, I really be watching their defense. That's why I'm emphasizing. Like that defense is vicious. It's vicious. That front four. They don't have to run nothing. Like. You know how that is.
They straight one-on-ones,
like, when you're one-on-one, like they're winning their one-on-one. They're two gapping in there. Like you can't run on them.
Yeah, when you doing that, that's crazy.
Ohio State represents a team that's gonna try to run power on you. They're like the powerful, East team. Not the down south team. They represent like that, that Midwest, but like
right.
They just feel like a different coast, if that makes sense.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you.
I just feel like they're gonna come trying to run the ball. You're not gonna run the ball on these boys,
And you ain't believing in Stroud being able to air it out?
I'm not saying I don't. I do believe in Stroud.
Okay.
Quarterback. I think he's a real good quarterback. But it's tough because everything's double teamed because everything up front is taken care of. This front, they let that front four eat.
Yeah.
Like literally eat. So it's nothing. It's just nowhere to go. He can run a cover 2 all day if he wants to. He can run cover 4 and live.
It changes a lot for him. Yeah. Man, you can do that. Yeah.
Like you can just do so much when your front four eats. So it's like I just don't see nobody matching up with them. Like I don't see it. I'm Georgia all the way. Like if you're into the bets and all that, I just think you put Georgia in right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Georgia it is. I like it there. I like it. All right. I ain't gonna do it. Now I had somebody come in the chat and they said to ask you about a specific person. I wanted to avoid it, but I'm feeling janky. TG, I'm feeling janky right now. So shout out to Simon Varndale. This is from him. Okay. He says, ask TG about Najee. Stand clear. How many yards does Najee get this week, TG? Yeah, they want to hear from you on your thoughts on Najee.
Yeah.
I was trying to leave it alone. I was like, we've been riding it around. I was like, I'm gonna talk about everything but Najee today. That's what I was doing. Everything but Najee. But the people wanted this, so you got to get it to them, man. All right, so yeah. How did you feel about Najee's performance last week? And what are we anticipating this week against Baltimore?
I thought he ran hard last week. I thought he ran hard with I don't know. I thought he ran hard.
So was you liking it though? Was you liking it though?
What did he finish with?
Like 50-something yards. He had 4 catches. Yeah, 4 like 6 catches.
Yeah, hold on. I get you the full stats. Give me a second.
He probably had close to 100 all purpose.
I'm gonna get the exact total for you right here. So he was 16 carries, 53 yards on the ground, 3.3 per tote. And then he was 6 catches for 42 yards. So he ends with 95 all-purpose yards on the day. Had 9 targets, 6 catches. He had a 19-yard reception, though. That's the one when he jumped over homie. Yeah.
That's what he jumped over with. That's a nice day.
You like the jump over. He landed it, too. It looked good. Yeah.
It's exciting. Exciting.
It's like a low-end Le'Veon Bell stat line.
Yeah. It's like Le'Veon-ish.
I said low end. I said low end. I said low end.
Why you gotta shut it down like that?
I said low end.
We said L Bell-ish. Just roll with.
That's like a bad L Bell game.
You were gonna get that from L Bell. You knew that's what you were gonna get. That was a minimum.
I know. That's what I just said.
No. You was gonna get that.
So why you had to go? I knew you can't say L Bell around TG like that. I don't think you understand,
he was gonna come out the backfield and tear up 2 linebackers 2-3 times a game. He was gonna get him a screen or a little dunk.
TG's an L Bell guy, Deke. He's an L Bell guy. He's an L Bell guy. I don't think you understand. Like he love AB, but he love him some L Bell. All right, he's
L-Bell's a bad man.
He's an L-Bell dude, bro. He's an L-Bell dude, man. Yeah,
that was an L-Bell stat line on a bad day.
He said, look, don't you put anything about Najee's performance in the conversation with L-Bell.
I thought he ran good though. I'm not saying that he ran like him. He looked like him. He was heavy. He ran heavy. I thought those dump balls got a lot of heat.
Now when you say he ran heavy,
he ran heavy. I'll give him that this week. Like he took a lot of thumps. Like
okay,
and he wasn't running people over. I'm not saying that. But
see, that's what I was getting to, because you didn't say he was running powerful. You don't want to say powerful. You call it heavy. Heavy is definitely nasty. You don't want to be a heavy runner. You want to be a powerful runner. I want to see you running through people, dragging the pile, falling forward. Heavy, I'm like, you're just a big body lumbering out there.
But heavy is like falling forward.
Yes, but it's not. It's not punishing. It's just you're falling, but you're not punishing.
I don't think people make business decisions with it, but
that's what I'm saying. You want business decisions. Yeah. So
I think he ran heavy.
Okay.
He definitely ran heavy. It's cold. This is his time.
Okay.
This is his time. This is what you get that for.
Okay.
I thought 30 ran. What did 30 finish with?
Now you know we like 30. Come on, bro.
What did he finish with?
All right, let's see. 30. He finished with 6 carries for 23 yards, and then he also.
What is that? That's 4 yards a carry.
3.8, and then he only had one catch for 7 yards. Yeah, didn't get targeted as much. 2 targets, caught 1 for 7 yards. Like I said, man, then 6 carries for 23 yards.
It wasn't his day, but
yeah,
I just think it's around the same. If you look at, I'm into like per play, like touches per play. I think it's I just think.
No.
I think you get value out of him. I love what he's showing right now.
You talking about 30, right? You talking 30 or 22?
I think 20. I think Najee. You keep showing what he's doing. You show one more week, and then you let it chill. If you're out of the playoff picture, you let it chill and you stop it.
No, man. You had me, then you lost me. You had me, and then you lost me.
You're saying give Najee the Derek Carr treatment.
Stop it, man. You're trying to Carr that man.
No, not Derek Carr treatment.
What we doing there, man? What we doing,
but
man?
You let it be seen again this week. He gonna run heavy this week. It's gonna be cold out there. They need him this week. It's a big week for him. He might touch like 26 times.
I just don't like you keep calling it heavy, bro. Like, why you gotta say you run it heavy, man? Like, I just think it's just big, slow lumbering. Just, come on.
He's not slow.
But that's how it be sounding when you say heavy. Like, yeah.
I think he's a weapon. I just think he's a weapon that you can trade and get a lot of weapons. I'm not saying he's not a weapon. He's a weapon.
You could just trade this weapon to get better weapons. That's what you're trying to imply.
It's just not. It don't fit. Like it's like it just looks weird. It even looks weird in the huddle. It looks weird. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I just think it just looks like. I would just love to see him with a New England. I would like for him. I'm saying for him.
I think he would fit perfect in New England. Honestly, I think that's his vibe. Yeah.
I think if Seattle, he would have found a way.
Yes, Seattle 100. He's the he. What's the Alex Collins? Bro, he's way nicer than that. But he remind me of that type of situation out there, man. Powerful. They want to downhill. Yeah.
Like I think he would have been. You would have loved him like at this point by now out there.
Yeah.
I think he's built for one of them. Even like because Cleveland's about to change up, but like who Cleveland was trying to be.
Yeah. Cleveland definitely going to change now that Watson's back, and they're getting him
they're
up to speed.
They're about to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to throw the ball.
Yeah, that was a Baker offense that they had out there.
But that's who he is. Like, he's more for that downhill, it's a different kind of offense.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Come on.
So
we be at the shotgun on the goal line. You don't need that. You need that power eye, that dot, that eye formation.
Just let him come downhill, man. Just let him come downhill. I like it. So that sounds like it was a positive report from TGU on Nash. See, it was positive. It's positive, man.
I think you look good.
Yes.
I think the trade bait has.
See, King backhand in the building. King backhand. Can never just take the cop and just leave it at that. It's no, not TG. No, not TG. Nope. It's all good. My dog.
That's funny.
Well,
Yeah, though. Good time.
well, all good as always, man. We'll do this again. And after Najee balls out this weekend, all right? So shout out to my locker mate, man. Ladies and gentlemen, TG, Terence Garvin, man. So shout out, man. Appreciate you again, bro.
Salute.
All right.
Peace, bro.
Peace. So, yeah, man, he ain't go all the way in. Yeah, it's positive.
I really enjoyed that. That was fun.
Y'all was cutting up in here, man.
Well, a lot of people are bringing this up, and I think we brought this up last episode, so I didn't really feel the need to bring it up again, but the fact that Najee has lesser of the offensive lines compared to what Le'Veon Bell had to deal with.
Yeah,
and
that is accurate.
Bell
definitely is.
had Ben, AB, Bryant.
Yeah, that is
potentially
very
opening up some things for him too.
But
But
that's very accurate.
I don't. I'm not disagreeing with TG and just saying Le'Veon Bell is a level above Najee.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that, man. I think we're on the same page there. Also,
it was a Le'Veon Bell-esque stat line, though. Like I said, the low end. Like that's the floor. Because I had Bell in fantasy.
Yeah.
I knew going into every game, he's going to get me at least that.
Yeah.
Few receptions, few yards, probably close to around 100 all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Every time. But then you would want more yards. You just with who Le'Veon Bell was.
Yeah.
You'd get more yards, but also you'd get a couple touchdowns, too.
It was just L. Bell. L. Bell was L. Bell for a reason, man.
He was
L. Bell for a reason,
man.
man.
The best running back in the league for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Between him and Zeke.
Absolutely,
Or, I mean,
man.
Gurley was in the mix sometimes, but...
Yeah, but we had one. We had our guy. No question. I did want to finally tap into. I saw somebody up here in the chat. We were going to get to it, man. We just wanted to wait a little bit, fellas, and ladies as well. But we did lose another member of the Pittsburgh Steelers family. That was announced today that John Rooney, the son of Pittsburgh Steelers founder Art Rooney the Sr., had passed away. Didn't have any details in terms of how he passed away, but it was what? I think it was 83. Yeah, 83 years old. And for those that don't know who he was specifically, he was a former part owner of the team, and he was the brother of the late Steelers chairman, Dan Rooney, who obviously passed, and the uncle of the current team president, Art Rooney II, as well, man. So just to give you some context on John Rooney. So now that we've, kind of laid that out in terms of who he was and stuff like that, man, we did want to give him a moment of silence as well for his passing. All right, R.I.P. Mr. Rooney, John Rooney. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, never a good thing when someone from the Steelers family passes away.
Absolutely, man.
I'll give some more just background on him, too.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
So he was a part owner coming up, but the Rooneys' his family had some gambling interest outside of the NFL, so I guess certain players in this had to sell their stake.
His family members, they sold it to Art Rooney II, the brother who's the owner and president, stuff like that now.
Right. So it looks like in 2015 he sold all but 1% share of his stake in the franchise. Yep. So he still had some stake, but that's kind of like the path that he went down.
Yeah.
With his part ownership and him eventually having to sell some of it and whatnot.
Kept it in the family though, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Sold to the fan, man. Absolutely, man.
100%.
Absolutely, man.
Well, what do we get into next here? Super chats, I guess?
Yeah, let's tap supers.
Oh, we didn't even talk Steelers-Ravens. Did we?
We did not. I don't think we did.
I guess we got to do that.
All right. We'll do it a little bit expedited.
Or, yeah, unless you just want to do it all tomorrow. It don't matter to me. I'd say those are our two options are Steelers-Ravens. If we got the hard, 6:30 stop kind of. Steelers-Ravens plus Super Chats, or we go Super Chats plus whatever time we have left, hit a topic or two from around the league.
I think we could do Steelers-Ravens and then go to the Supers.
Okay.
We'll just do Steelers-Ravens, a little, like I said, more condensed, just tapping in from our perspective, and then we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yeah, and we did some around the league stuff throughout this podcast with Carr and J.J. Watt and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's tap in real quick on what we like and don't like about this here Ravens team. Okay. So I will start it off, man, because like I said, I ain't gonna be long-winded with this thing. Gonna be right here, clear, concise, direct. But in terms of this Ravens team, the first thing that I don't like about them, the first thing I'm talking likes for the Ravens. The first thing that I like about them is their running game. Regardless of Lamar Jackson or Tyler Huntley at quarterback, they still run that ball really well. Now with Lamar out there, it takes to another level. But whether it's Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, or even Huntley, when he's pulling the ball and some of the stuff, they're able to still generate a good amount of productivity on the ground. And that's always been their recipe of success since Lamar has taken over as the full-time quarterback. So that first thing for me is definitely the running game.
First thing I have is Lamar Jackson. I was trying to go opposite of some of the stuff that I had on the last one just 2 weeks ago whenever we talked about likes and dislikes for the Ravens.
Yeah.
But I guess he's not going to be playing.
I don't know. Or unless he gets a Friday miracle where he like limited or something maybe out there. I don't know.
It's weird how the Ravens are playing this, or even Lamar's playing this, because I don't think you want him going into the playoffs cold.
I would agree.
That only leaves one more week if he doesn't play in this one.
Yeah.
And that'll be against the Bengals. I'm pretty sure that's their Week 18 matchup.
Which could have the AFC North on the line.
That could be for the division. Yeah. Obviously, Lamar's the top 10 QB in this league. But, the reason I kept this on is because I wanted to ask you, what do you think's going on with this contract going forward?
I think he gets paid. I just don't know if he stays in Baltimore, because part of me thinks that now that he got hurt, that this is kind of like the FU to Baltimore. Because remember the reports.
You think he's slow playing it a little?
Yeah, because some of the reports initially weren't surrounding the contract stuff was that he just really wasn't trying to come back there. And then but obviously we weren't a part of those negotiations, so we don't know. And then the whole reports were, this is what they were offering him, but he was turning it down. Was he turning it down because he just really wasn't trying to go back there? And now that he kind of has a way out, because he definitely balled out this season to the point where
I'm assuming they're going to tag him, right?
Yeah, and that's a course of action they could take. And obviously you could play that game how they play it, but yeah.
The tag game is basically what Dak Prescott did.
Yeah, you don't sign.
He eventually did sign with the Cowboys, but Kirk Cousins is the opposite one with Washington. Yeah. Took the tag 2 times in a row, and then he left.
Bounced.
He was complete unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these guys, dude. Dak, $40 million. Stafford, $40. Carr, $40. Josh Allen, $42. Mahomes, $45. Watson, $46. Yeah. Murray, $46. Russ, $49. Rodgers, $50. The only 3 that I would say have outplayed Lamar Jackson is Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Rodgers.
Okay. So you already know if he taps into that open market, what he is going to be getting.
I do wonder with the Russ situation, though, and even Kyler Murray, some of these guys, like a Derek Carr or Stafford, if things are going to start flipping a little bit with these QB contracts.
Say that, but I don't personally think that Lamar is in the same position as any of those guys. Kyler Murray, do we think Kyler Murray was better than Lamar Jackson when he got that contract that he got this year? Nah. In fact, when he got paid like that, people looked at Lamar and was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely why you don't sign that deal now if Kyler Murray is getting that. Because you're way more accomplished and decorated than Kyler Murray. A better player than Kyler.
I agree. He deserves more. I do just wonder, though, seeing some of these contract failures.
Derek Carr.
Do teams start thinking a little different?
Has Derek Carr had the type of success that Lamar Jackson has had?
You're preaching to the choir. He deserves more than those guys. I'm just saying from a franchise standpoint, seeing how some of these contracts may put the organization at detriment if their play isn't up to a certain standard. I think that this is one
of those scenarios where it just shows why you don't pay all quarterbacks. You pay elite quarterbacks. Lamar has proven that he is elite. Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, they never proved that they were elite. They had moments, and then people just say they play quarterbacks, so you just pay them. And that's always been the argument that, non-quarterbacks have. Is like, why are you just paying that position because it's that position? But this guy, L. Bell, could be all-world running back, and we talking about you don't pay running backs that. But this guy, Derek Carr, who's nowhere near as good at his position as this guy is, gets $100 million because he simply plays quarterback. Yeah, I think that this just reminds everybody of that. But I don't think Lamar is in that conversation. I think Lamar has proven where he is in terms of what he can do.
I agree. I think he's a tier above, but I would love for him to get as much money as possible from the Ravens then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Please do that because if you're looking at it from the Steelers standpoint,
we
have done really good against Lamar. So if you are getting $50 million and now you can't spend on some of this defense and some of this O-line,
true.
We're loving it.
We say that, but what is the sample size also?
A few games. What, 3 games? 3, 4 games?
3. You see what I mean? So it's like the sample size does matter also with the confidence. I'm sure Cleveland or Baltimore might have said some reckless stuff before in the past, and it's like, hey, man, small sample size. You really want to see this dude in that division for that long? That's all.
Well, it definitely helps that they won't be able to pay other
True,
players.
yeah, you won't be able to pay other guys. I'm with you on that.
And that's even with Burrow. Yeah. I mean, hopefully he gets like $60 million.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about whether you think they're a good quarterback or not. It's like, okay, now they're at this stage where you have to pay quarterbacks like that. You're not going to have as good of a team around them.
I mean, I hear you. I just be thinking about, and now I don't know if either one of those guys, Lamar or Burrow, are ever going to be Brady or ever going to be Rodgers. But I think about how people probably looked at Rodgers like, oh, he getting all this money, man. They can't keep everybody out there. And it's like, bro, it's like, you still got to deal with this dude. And this is probably the first year where they really have been out the mix. But as long as Rodgers has been up there, regardless of who's been out there talent-wise, when they weren't drafting receivers or nothing, so you still got to deal with that dude. That's my only thing. I'm like, I don't know if I really am trying to deal with that type of scenario. Now, who knows? Maybe he's never going to reach to that level because we know Rodgers is like freak in terms of longevity, talent.
I feel like we're seeing it even this year. Yeah. The team just wasn't as... I mean, some injuries were happening with the Packers, but you see what happened when they lose Devontae Adams. Yeah. Now, it could help because these rookie receivers are on rookie contracts.
Yeah.
And if they do develop this rapport with Rodgers, they can make it happen.
Hit the reset, yeah.
Exactly, but... Yeah, I don't think it's just this given thing anymore. Like I just read off to you all those guys.
Oh no, it's not a given. I'm with you on that.
But we did agree that Rodgers, Mahomes, and Allen are definitely worth the money.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though.
I got Lamar on my list though. He's number one.
It's gonna be interesting. I like it. All right, the second thing that I like about this team is their physicality. That still holds true. It held true in that Falcons game. It held true when they played us. That's their calling card. When they win the game, it's more than likely because they were the more physical team. And, yeah, offensively, defensively, even on special teams, they continue to be the more physical team, in their matchups, and specifically in the trenches as well. That's where they really show it. So, I got to like it, unfortunately.
Yeah, my second thing I have their running game / J.K. Dobbins. I didn't think I'd have to put J.K. Dobbins in there, but... the Steelers defense from last game made me because
how you like JK over Gus right now?
Yeah, Gus was
going off.
He was running good too. I feel like Dobbins has a little bit more burst, a little more.
I think he's more talented. I think speed. Gus is. I don't know. I feel like JK is the better athlete, but I think Gus is just a more productive player right now. But I don't know because JK is still coming off the ACL injury. That was last year, so. I'm sure that has something to do with it, too. But Gus, I don't know. It doesn't look as pretty when it's Gus. It's not as pretty.
Yeah, so overall, their run game, even with the Tyler Huntley, is something we got to watch for, clearly, based off how we performed against it. Even with their third-string quarterback being in and the Tyler Huntley being in, we still couldn't stop the run game, and we knew that's exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll be better prepared this time, though.
Yeah. I mean, technically, we were prepared last time. Their runs happened when we decided to jump out of our own gaps. That's when we had the explosive runs. I'm like, as long as we don't do that and don't throw the interceptions, we should be all right. We should be, but we shall see, though, either way. Oh, and then the third and final like that I have, I don't think this is a surprise. You heard of the guy named Mark Andrews. I like him a lot. In fact, I saw him catch a nice little pass on A.J. Terrell.
Yeah.
And we know A.J. Terrell's a good player, too. Yeah, Mark Andrews, man, he continues to be their only lifeline in terms of their passing attack minus Lamar Jackson. And, yeah, he's the guy. That's when they want to move the ball through the air, they're going to target Mark Andrews. And he makes plays. That's what he does. Catching it, combat catch, run after, doesn't matter, corner, safety, linebacker on him. He can be a handful. So, yeah, he would be the third guy. The third thing that I like about this Ravens team.
Last thing for me is their linebackers, Patrick Crean, Roquan Smith. Yeah. They do a pretty damn good job out there. As we saw, they're able to even do some stuff in coverage. Mitch threw 2 picks to them. But combined with those two linebackers and the Ravens' defensive line, that has the Ravens producing really good run stopping on the defensive side too. So, like, they're one of the top, I think, like 5 teams in the league in stop and run. This is all the stuff that we were talking about going into that game a couple weeks ago. So a big part of that is the linebackers. Obviously, you talk about Calais Campbell too, and like a JPP or a Justin Houston,
Travis
some of those guys
Jones,
on the line. But
another dude.
Yeah. But I think it's clean, I think it starts in terms of those two linebackers.
I would agree, man.
They set the tone.
I definitely would agree with that, man. Shout out to the 3 likes. All righty. Now, tap in to these don't likes. And what we don't like about this Ravens team right now, to me, is that they don't have a Lamar Jackson. When they don't have a Lamar, man, it makes everything look a little bit more watered down. The rushing attack is nice, but it ain't as nice as when Lamar is out there, because when he pulls that rock, it just looks different when he's running it versus when Huntley pulls that rock and he's running it. When you talk about the passing attack, when Huntley drops back, I think everybody in Baltimore is holding on like, oh, God, what's about to happen? And it be the flukiest stuff going right. Well, Lamar's back there passing. We know what Lamar is. Lamar can throw that rock. Lamar also got the legs to kill you with certain coverages that you play. Without Lamar, their team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it just doesn't seem as explosive. They're not as scary. So that's the first thing I don't like. The fact that they don't have Lamar.
Same thing. I have quarterback situation. No Lamar. And even if Lamar does come back, we're thinking he could be a little bit rusty. Yeah. You know, he's going to be looking at that knee, favoring it a little bit, and maybe just not being able to run as well as he was before getting injured. And then if he doesn't play, then obviously Tyler Huntley, I don't think he's really that good of a quarterback. Somehow he's the 4th alternate for the Pro Bowl, but
make it make sense.
Yeah, we should have no problems in the passing game. And we really didn't have any troubles in the passing game. The first game, it was just they ran it all over us, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, that's one thing I don't like about this Ravens team. Definitely a weakness.
Yeah, the second thing that I don't like is their secondary's consistency. I think on the back end, they're good, but at times they're inconsistent, and that's partly why they're able to allow teams to have success throwing the ball on them. Specifically, you look at Desmond Ridder and Drake London, what they were able to do, and it's because of how they play defense. They're very aggressive. They like to have everybody by the line of a scrimmage because they like to blitz, but they'll show everybody at the line of scrimmage and then drop and play coverage. They like to play a lot of cover 1 and cover 3, and they do a good job of dressing them up and disguising them pre-snap, post-snap. Both of those coverages were how we had interceptions. Was it Patrick Queen? He was in cover 3. Roquan Smith was in cover 1 when they got their interceptions against us a couple weeks ago. But the reason it hurts them is this, man, in terms of when you're running away from their leverage, because these corners are going to most of the time play outside leverage because they're inside help in terms of the cover 1 defense, it just naturally allows some holes for that. It naturally allows these guys to win. And if you can win at the line of scrimmage and you're, having these guys in a trail technique, you're going to be able to have success throwing the ball. I also think that Cal Hamilton, really good player, but at times they were trying to match him up with the Drake London when they would put him in the slot. And that's something that the Falcons was trying to do to attack the Ravens. And Drake was having success. I see us probably doing some similar things in terms of getting some of those matchups like that, man. A Pickens in the slot potentially, man. So when I think of those type of things, I'm like, yeah, that secondary, that's something that they got to do better in, but not this week. So shout out to their lack of consistency on the back end.
I have the same exact thing.
Did you copy my notes, man?
Yeah, we have the same exact dislikes right now.
On my sheet? There it is.
I have secondary shaky. Now, they do create turnovers, but overall, you can pass on them. They'll let up yards, and they've had some lapses in some of these games throughout the season, too, where they're up, and then you can come back in the third or fourth quarter against them. And we got to witness firsthand. We all consider Marlon Humphrey a really good cornerback. I mean, he just made the Pro Bowl again this season. But even with that being said, Deontay and our receivers were kind of cooking him a little bit.
You say that like Deontay's not a Pro Bowl $18 million receiver in his own right. Put some respect on Deontay, man. You act like you were surprised by that. Deontay's supposed to do that.
Sure.
You don't believe Deontay's supposed to do that. I don't know if he's supposed to do
that. No, well, what surprised me a little bit, I would say with Deontay, I have no doubt about him getting open, particularly within 10 or 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. But I know the one pass in particular. I know Pickens was catching some downfield passes too. Yeah. But that one to Deontay where he just burned Humphrey down the field. And we know Humphrey is just a more physical style of cornerback. For him to let that happen, hey, let's look Deontay's way again this week. I mean, either or, him or Pickens. Both good receivers.
I am with you. Third thing that I don't like about these Ravens, a.k.a. these Ratbirds? Deke, I don't like their wide receivers, bro.
Oh, good call. Actually, that's a great call.
Sammy Watkins, Deshaun Jackson.
Of course, they got Watkins back.
Demarcus Robinson. And Sammy had a catch last game, too. They don't throw it a lot. He was 9 of 17 for 115 yards last week, bro. They don't throw it often. I don't like these receivers, though, bro. I don't. Yeah, Sammy was fresh off the bus. They signed him, I think it was Wednesday last week. Now he was out there playing. Demarcus Robinson is probably their most, I don't even know. I was going to say their most complete receiver. I guess you could say that because D-Jax at this age, he's 2 routes, vertical and stop. And Sammy, good player, but he's been bouncing around a little bit, man.
He's getting up there in age, too.
Yeah. And I'm just tired of the you got the potential, you're the former first rounder, but yeah, I ain't seen enough of that just yet, man. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the receivers like that, bro. I think that it's super watered down, especially when you don't have a Lamar out there with it too. So yeah, not a fan of the receiving core out there in Baltimore.
That's a great call. I'm sad I actually don't have that on my list.
Big fan of Mark Andrews, not a fan of the receivers. Just to separate the two. Yeah.
That's an honorary one on my list. Actually, maybe why I don't have it on my list is because I just feel like it's such a given with the Ravens over these. Even with the injuries with Rashad Bateman, the receivers just have not been good over these last few years.
I was literally looking. I'm like, yo, Sammy, they just
slipped my mind.
Signed Sammy, and that's like, you might as well be starting out here, bro. It's you and Deshaun Jackson. Like, what am I watching? Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. So for mine, it's just really simple. I don't think they're that good of a team.
Fair.
I'm sorry. They are not, in my opinion, what their record is. I know you could go back and forth with that statement of like, oh, you win the games that are in front of you, this and that. They're not a 10-5 team to me. It's just unbelievable how they've pulled some of this stuff off. They lose to the Browns 13-3 after they beat us the week before, and they just look god-awful. They look so bad. Mm-hmm. Beat the Falcons 17-9. One-score game right there.
Yep.
Another one that happened right before us. They beat the Broncos 10-9. It's like, come on, man. That was with Lamar. I mean, Lamar was there for a quarter or two, whatever it was.
And then he got hurt. Yep.
I really don't feel like they're that good of a team, but they're skating by, figuring out ways to win. They're physical. I mean, running the ball and stopping the run is what's getting them through.
Yep.
That's really it. But I feel like we're a good enough team where we should be able to combat both in whatever way.
They also create turnovers and protect the ball. That's
timely. There you go. Timely team.
That's how they winning. Yeah.
I feel like it's no
fluky. Surprise, but that's how they doing it. It's ugly. You don't love it. You don't want to believe in it, but that is definitely their recipe right now, man.
I can accept it a little bit more if Lamar would have been playing these last 3 or 4 games.
Because Lamar make it look a little prettier.
At least I can accept that. But
Lamar make it look prettier. Yep. But right now, we're seeing the non-Lamar version of how you win. This is just like, but they're not gonna make a mistake. They're gonna force a turnover, and they're gonna not turn the ball over, regardless of who's at quarterback. That's how they've been playing this joint, man. Even though everything says that they should be turning it over, whenever they drop it, it's like, yo, this should be a pick. This is no way that this should be happening at the NFL level, man. Yeah,
that's my list.
I like it, bro. I like it, man.
We got 8 minutes.
All right, let's super chat them up then, man.
I'll do my best. We got a few.
I like it. Shout out to everybody that's here with us, too. Hit that like button one more time for the culture, man. But we appreciate all of y'all's. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I think this is the last one we left off. Luca. He says Pickens, Harris, Freiermuth, and Pickett. Starting to sort of look like Brown, Bell, Heath, and Ben a little bit. Just a tad. I'm getting them vibes. All right.
Now y'all know that Bell. That's what he said. See what happened to the last person that brought up Bell and Najee together.
He said a little bit. He
You did too. You said it was Najee. You said it was Bell-ish.
Oh, you're talking about specifically Bell? No, I'm just trying to let this team be its own team. I've been saying that. Let Pickett be his own guy. Let's try not to go overboard with comparisons to Ben and stuff. Although, like we said, there were things about Pickett's game against the Raiders that just reminded you of Ben, naturally, because of the escapes, winning the game.
The accessories,
There's just certain things. But let Pickett be his own guy. Let this team be its own. Pickens, let him be his own receiver. Deontay, same thing. Muth, I'm hoping he could be better than Heath. Damon Brown.
I like that. I like that. I'm not opposed to that either.
I honestly think he will.
I'm not opposed to it, man.
Damon Brown. I just want to shout out my girl, Lulu, a.k.a. Dookie Lou.
Let's go.
A.k.a. KP8 hater.
Oh.
Number 1.
Hey.
She just needs a night of wine and paint. LOL. Shout out to Trina and AJ and the Barbarian.
She said she's a little paint with a twist, man. You know?
Jerry Ramos. Imagine playing KC again in the wild card weekend. Last year was an end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
This year will be the start of a new era. The Steelers are coming. Have faith.
That would be kind of cool.
I don't think KC's as good as they were last year. Man. Mahomes is doing some really good things, but as a team, they ain't blowing teams out like they were in the last couple of years. Yeah, they're winning. They're playing all right. I mean, you saw what they did against the Texans.
Yeah, they just win.
There was a team before. Who was before the Texans? It was another lower level team that took the Chiefs down to the wire. So I mean, they're not unbeatable. Matthew Gisner, keep the safeties forward. Is that what he's saying? Mm-hmm. Huntley can't pass 7 yards.
You say that, but that's the other issue that Baltimore has. When everybody be trying to disrespect them like that, they hit that occasional Mark Andrews. Remember, I said 9 to 17 for 100. Was it 9 to 17 for 115 yards, man? Yeah, it's the stupid stuff how you let Mark get this 17-yard, this 20-yard, like, because they not gonna throw it a lot. It's 9 completions, man, but it's gonna be just enough. That's how they do it, man. So you want to play them up close, but at the same time, man, you got to actually be buttoned up, though, when they put the ball in there, because that was the part that pissed me off when we played them last time. You got Anthony Brown throwing the ball backed up and giving them life, getting, space off of that goal line, man, and ultimately we saw how everything else played out. So we got to be careful with that one, man. Yes.
Fish Momentum, hey, y'all, just got off work. Bye-bye, Canada. He believes the reports.
Hey, man, teach their own.
Fish Momentum, can the scenario help us get in?
Which scenario?
Hashtag playoffs. Yeah, the scenario, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he's looking at. I think we only have one scenario. It's Dolphins lose out.
And the Jets lose out.
Jets lose this week, and then Patriots. Wait, no, what is it? Jets lose this week, and then
Patriots have to lose.
Jets got to beat the Dolphins next week.
So, yeah, whatever.
Patriots lose to the Bills next week. Patriots beat the Dolphins. Patriots lose to the Bills.
Yeah.
And then Jets lose to Seahawks.
Actually,
Jets
I ain't even worried about
Dolphins.
it. I took a picture of it. I won't go be doing all this. It made my head hurt.
Lou Boy, this offense with 10 had 12 third downs converted.
I like it. We good.
3 red zone touchdowns, 24 points the week prior with 8-9 drives, red zone 1 time, 5 third downs converted, 13 points, and for this last week, 13 points versus a weaker defense. That don't make you wonder, question mark. Yeah, conditions were completely different. I don't even need to think about that. Kenny would have done the same exact shit against the Panthers. There's literally no doubt in my mind. So
we'll never know. We'll never know. And no, Lubo, I don't want to wonder on it. I just leave it alone. I love it though. Just put it out there and just let it sit. Just let it sit. Oh yeah.
Gorilla mode. Even Finkner got 3 years with a highly dysfunctional offense that was carried by 7. 3 and outs, running the ball, and picking up short yardage were all major problems that are now some of our strengths. I guess what he's saying is if Finkner got a few years, we can give Canada another year or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring up a good point, though.
Nick Jolliffe, Ravens Ween hype. Went to my first game ever versus Ravens at home. Got to get that redemption this week.
Big facts. We owe them. It's get back time. You know what it is.
Fish Momentum. Ask TG if he knows Ambition from Pretty Ricky. Yeah, we got to ask him.
Yeah, ask him.
Also says wins for Pitt Panthers and Steelers. Hashtag goated. Yeah, we got our Frosted Flakes Bowl on Friday, 2 o'clock.
Why you had to call it the Frosted Flakes Bowl, bro?
I think that's what it is.
It's called the Sun Bowl, man.
Yeah, isn't there Frosted Flakes somewhere in the title?
It's you know.
Tony the Tiger's on the logo.
It's like Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl or something like that, man.
I need to do something with Frosted Flakes for the game, like every Pitt touchdown or something. Eat a bowl of Frosted Flakes.
Oh, you planning on eating a lot or a little?
I don't know what to expect because half the team's not playing.
For real?
It's any of these bowls, dude.
I ain't know there was. I thought that was only for like the people that's like ones like I don't know, like the league and stuff.
We got a lot of people going.
I ain't know. That's what I'm saying. I dead serious ain't know. Yeah.
We had a good team. I was
Okay.
telling you, dude.
All right.
Cansey, he won the
How many people y'all got leaving there?
depoy for the ACC.
Or how many people y'all got sitting out?
I would say, right off the top of my head, I think we got like 6 or 7.
Oh, okay, so it's a decent amount then, yeah.
Slovis ain't playing. That's a blessing in disguise. Our running back, Izzy, ain't playing. Cansey, I already mentioned.
Now,
I think we got a couple linebackers. He's probably going pro. No, I think he's a junior.
Okay.
He's going to go pro, though.
Okay.
I think we got a linebacker,
Another dude on defense, yeah.
Cansey's out. I think we got a safety or 2 out, too.
Okay. Interesting.
All good players. Like Brandon Hill, yeah, he's a really good safety. He's going to the league.
Okay.
Fish momentum. TG and Deke hate Kirk. You like that, Cousins?
I know, man. Y'all some haters, bro. Why y'all be doing that?
I'm just going off what I see and what I know.
What you see is him winning.
And I got to give him props for this regular season. He's been doing good.
Yeah, man.
He's been doing things that I haven't expected.
He done won the division with multiple games to spare. Think about it, man.
I got to give him props for the regular season.
Yeah.
But like TG was saying, I could see a one and done or just a disappointing performance by him in the playoffs because that's what he's done his whole career.
That's a disappointing performance. Here we go.
Fish momentum. Congrats to JJ Watt on a great career. # 99 forever.
Big
Might
facts,
not be over.
Big facts.
Fish momentum. TG, don't hold back.
Probably was getting on the Najee stuff.
Also says shout out to Trina Steel Diva and Steelers Girl 517.
Shout out to both of them, absolutely. Trina's Steel Diva and Steelers Girl 517. You know we got to shout them both out. Yes, indeed.
Fish momentum. Can we get TG at the next live podcast event?
Once we figure out what the next live event will be, I think we can start making some arrangements like that. I would agree. Because TG definitely got to pull up. Yes.
Have him rocking a 2-2 jersey.
Yes.
Fish momentum. I already read that one.
Yeah.
I screenshotted it twice. And Official Momentum has a super chat says, for the haters of TG and sometimes Deke. He's just throwing up prayer hands.
You gotta pray for him, man.
He's praying for the haters.
You gotta pray for him. I don't pray for my haters, but I don't. Yeah. I guess I don't pray for the haters. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get better at that one day, Deke. I ain't that good just yet.
Fish Momentum also says we lost Dwayne, Franco, and now Mr. Rooney's brother.
Mm-hmm. This is true, man. This is true.
Also says I wore 32's jersey in high school because of Franco.
Oh, let's go.
No. I guess that was his number maybe playing. He says I wore number 32.
Yeah. Like when he was playing in high school, he was 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I respect that. Nah, man. Franco was that dude, though, man. And it's just dope. Like I said, anybody that's had a chance to come across him or sharing some of the stories about him, man, like it's truly been dope to hear that type of stuff, man, or stories about him. So, yeah, shout out to Franco.
AJ Martinez, Sabotage 7, God bless all. Moats and Deke, #1 podcast. Steelers 20-17 win.
Let's get it.
The Cheetah left town. No more F in Canada. The Cheetah going to eat ratbirds.
Okay.
So he's converted to Canada a little bit, it looks like.
Okay. I like it. I think I do. I hope I do. You know, AJ, he every once in a while he throws a curveball. I ain't know. Is this like a catch on this thing or is he really converted? I don't know.
I think he likes what he's seeing a little bit. I don't think you have to be a full converter. I'm sticking up for Canada a little bit where I see the criticism is unwarranted. That's all. I'm still a little bit of wait and see with him, and we still got 2 games left. But as I said, if he's going to come back this year, I'll give it the green light. AJ Martinez. Shout out to Official M. Trina, Brobarian, D. Brown.
Let's
along
go.
with all the great ones in the chat.
Go.
I'm not even going to do it. He just says, woo. Ric Flair. Oh, okay.
What?
I'm not doing that.
What?
Steelers 24, Ravens 13, 8 plays great.
He said, woo. Ric Flair. I'm not doing that.
You can do it. You can do the Ric Flair woo if you want. I'm just not up for it right now. That's on you.
It's all good.
If you want to make it happen, make it
It's
happen.
all good. Just go. I'm good. It was just funny. He was like, I'm not doing that. Whoa.
I just
Ric
don't have it in
Flair. I'm good.
Fish momentum. Deke, look up, ambition, salute. # Deke pull up. Integrity.
You got how many days now to listen to a song, Deke?
I might listen to it on the way back.
Okay,
While
Deke, because
it's fresh in
you're
my mind.
running out of time, man. It's the 28th. And you're a man of integrity.
That's the album or the song he wants me to look
You
up.
are a man of integrity. That's what you said.
I am.
You got a couple days left.
Yep.
All right.
Devon Brown says, come on, Deke. That man paid for that.
This is true, man. He was getting the woo. Yeah.
He didn't say Deke specifically, so we're just gonna...
For sure. And shout out to Jerry Ramos. He says, what's the sponsor for today? He was looking out for us. No sponsor for today, man. But, hey, it's the end of the year, man. We kind of, we added more shows than we thought we was going to have. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got a little leftover. But just don't worry. Next week we got sponsors come right back, man. All right? So we had you then. But we definitely appreciate you, man. And tell a friend to tell a friend otherwise. All right? So, excuse me.
This show's sponsored by Frosted Flakes for the Pet Sunbull.
I was going to go with Chick-fil-A because I'm a Chick-fil-A guy. You know?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they just opened up one. Yeah, it's right on the way.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's packed though, bro. It's crazy.
It's terrible. Right, they're all packed. Like, you can't go anywhere around
But
here.
at least like with some of the the ones that have been up and running, it's smoother of an operation right now. They're like bad. Training with it being packed, so it's like crazy. And yours truly, I'm such a Chick-fil-A connoisseur. I done sat in that drive-through for a whole hour.
Oh, you're one of those.
I have sat through it for an hour, 60 minutes, holding wifey hand, talking about how beautiful she looked as I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. I did it, Deke. I did, bro. Mm-hmm.
I can't do it now.
Because see, early on it was dope.
I could probably do 20 minutes.
Early on, I was good.
Max.
Early on, the wait wasn't as long, but they caught me on one of them days where I had to have it. Wifey was with me, and I was like, "Oh, we here." So, yeah, we definitely set that thing for a whole 60 minutes, bro. Counted it up and everything. Yep. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
There's been many times where I leave the line. I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, what? I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just looking for food. Let me get it somewhere else.
Most of the time, Deke, I am with you. Actually, 95% of the time, actually 97.5% of the time, I'm with you. But every once in a while, there's certain spots where I'm just like, you know what?
Got nothing to do. Wait. Yeah.
It's been a Chick-fil-A that I done waited in like that. Big, I've even waited in a Starbucks like that.
Oh.
Okay. And I'm not going to tell you about how many times I've had to park my car to wait for my Popeyes. I'm that guy too. It's certain spots where I don't mind waiting, man. If I want it, I will wait. If I want it, I'll wait, man. Yeah.
All right, 2 official momentum chats before we roll. He says, can y'all sponsor Welch's Insider? I mean, they would be sponsoring us, I think, right?
They would be, yes. He
says, hashtag White Claw Deke. And then also says, let's make it happen, Captain. Hashtag ambition interview.
At the live event. With Deke's band opening up. What's the name again?
My band.
Was it
Deke's band?
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Okay. Are you gonna ever tell us the name in the year
probably
2022?
Probably not at this point.
What about 2023? Is 2023 looking good?
I'll keep it open, but let's just say doubtful.
But definitely not looking good for 2022.
Definitely not.
All right.
No, not there yet.
Fair enough. Sometimes it takes some time to get there, but hey, when you finally do, it's magical. So, with that being said, I think we are caught up on everything. We are good on all our stuff, and yeah. It's about that time. So, with that being said, man, y'all already know what to do. We'll be back here, same spot. Don't touch the dial. But either way, we appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in with us and being here on this journey. Hit that like button. Stay safe. And until next time, baby.
Peace.